Looks like we are into our pick and ban phase now. Again, another best of 5 series for elimination. I'm very curious to see how this pick and ban phase goes because China did very good at the Zennial last game.
Yeah, and Malik being banned there because they know Malik Alice is a competition that Chinese Taipei loves to run. Look at the coach there with the notebook, having the draft strategies in place. But, you know, the dragon versus the bear, you know, who do you think's going to win there?
Right, and you see the Superman ban coming out of Chinese Taipei as well. Dragon versus the bear. I think I got the dragon.
Yeah, I think the dragon too. China has been playing more consistent, so I think China will probably come out on top here unless Chinese Taipei, they take that fire and burn it and light it up inside themselves here. So Arm, Superman, typical bans, Teamy, Malik, also the same bans. We're going to see an Omen ban come out here as well. A lot of the top teams just don't like Mr. Omen. Zennial being banned here, and I feel like Omen will probably be banned, which will give Grak. Or if they ban the Grak, then China will take the Omen.
Oh yeah, definitely. China wants that Omen.
Ooh.
He plays it all the time, and yeah, great ban. I like that decision here. And the Linda's coming out first pick for China.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So they're denying. We saw Neil play Lindis every single game against Korea and basically fall short. So this is their chance to basically use the draft that Korea used against China, which worked really well into Lindis, which was the Violet. So they could take potentially Alice Chognar here, and we saw that work really well into a composition that Lindis likes to run with, or they can take the Scud away. So let's see what they decide here, because Scud or Alice look like really solid picks right now, because Scud, as we've seen, is such a key side laner for every single top team that has played him.
Yeah, and you know that, of course, with Benny on Chinese Taipei, you do want to see that Alice or that Grak come out.
They're going to go with the Irie instead, and they're going to give Scud over to a Lindis composition, which I feel is very risky because Scud does so much burst damage. He synergizes really well with Lindis. There's a Scud, and if Nanwan is Nanwan is on this Tulin as well, and they're going to get Grak too.
Oh boy.
Oh man, that is a very scary draft already coming out from China.
Yeah, I mean, so many times we've mentioned Grak being a possible counter to Alice, and now if you're Chinese Taipei, you're thinking, do we want to do this Alice plus the Chognar? They tried it earlier, I think.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to do the Alice Chognar composition that we've seen as really popular. Let's see if Crixie Violet will be picked up here. We saw how well Violet worked into Lindis, but one thing that Violet doesn't have going for her is that there's a Grak on the enemy opponent's side. So Chognar's positioning will have to be very critical because he can body block those pulls and avoid either the Crixie or the Violet getting pulled into oblivion.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of work. He's even got the Yuzon behind it too, right? Yuzon with that Irie. So he's got the body block for everybody.
Oh man, Nanwan is going to be on that Tulin, and we saw how great, probably hands-on the best Tulin in the entire competition. The way he plays this Tulin is just, it's mind-blowing how good he is mechanically. He understands the limits of this hero and pushes it all the way. And Alice being picked up here, we saw the Alice Chognar comp being very strong, but they might go with the Mina. I hope they pick the Alice instead. So let's see what they're going to decide here. Because if they pick Alice, that makes Crixie and Chognar a lot stronger because of her Hissy Fit ultimate. It decreases the magic defense of the opponents, so it's a better synergy with Chognar. Mina is a very interesting pickup. Maybe they're like playing her because they can be more aggressive with her. So let's see what Chinese Taipei will decide.
Yeah, Mina also a little bit tankier, right, than Alice in general. So right now they're kind of squishy overall.
Yeah, definitely. Ormar, that's a very early game composition there. Picking Ormar into this composition means you want to dominate early, but that's a little risky because they have Wonder Woman, they have Scud, they have Lindis, they have Tulin. Those are all very strong early game heroes. So I feel like Chinese Taipei's draft is falling a little short here, and Mina needs to win and get ahead in the entire game. So honestly, China has definitely won this draft.
Yeah, you've mentioned it many times in the past. Mina needs to get ahead early, and China, as we've seen in the past series, have been winning the early games even when they're not winning the entire games.
Yeah, if you think about the lane matchups here, Irie versus a Scud or Wonder Woman, it's going to be pretty much a skill-based matchup. The Chognar versus Wonder Woman or the Scud, Chognar is going to lose that matchup. They're able to put more pressure in that side lane. So again, Yuzon needs to carry on Irie here. If he does not carry like he normally does in all of the games we see him play in Chinese Taipei on the GCS League, or in the World Cup matches where he performed really well, then Chinese Taipei has a very slim chance of coming out of this alive.
Yeah, but of course, Chinese Taipei still has a bunch of other all-stars. We can see Star rise to the occasion. Maybe Benny hanging there as well. It's going to be a crazy match. I'm really excited to see what happens here. Both teams, I should say, the players look very serious going into this one.
Yeah, Jun on that Grak as well. We've seen him make some really interesting Grak plays. So the early game is going to be so critical. Just watch how China is going to rotate. They do these really decisive 4-man rotations, taking river control, then pushing down to get ganks on the deck. And look at their focus. They're actually smiling. They're having a little fun here. So I feel like that's going to help their mental game.
Yeah, that's definitely a great sign considering they just came off of that defeat against Thailand.
Yeah, and this is it. The first game is going to decide how your teammates feel, because this is the elimination match. The team that loses this and does not come out of this alive will go home. And that is not what they want to do, because they're representing their region for the World Cup.
Here we go. Elimination bracket match to kick things off here. And now it's going to be down the middle. It's going to be China versus Chinese Taipei. Wow, 9AK getting chunked already just to start it off. He just want to see what's inside that brush.
Yeah, so let's see. Both teams, they're going to try to trade the jungle here. Yi-Chen going to try to get this red. Let's see if Yuzhan is able to contest it. And look at that nice pull there, getting that red golem. Beautiful play by Benny.
Yeah, Jun's still going to try to get himself here, but they're not going to be able to get that, of course. And Chinese Taipei able to trade for the jungle.
Yeah, they're gonna skip that jungle, maybe try to push it. Yi-Chen is gonna be able to help get this Vision Seeker with Munji, and we saw Munji Scud. Amazing play, so aggressive though, overly aggressive I feel on Scud, but that's something that Chinese Taipei definitely needs to watch out for.
Yeah, it looks like they're considering a possible gank there. Jun not gonna overextend this early. Nice early slow start from both teams. And Chinese Taipei, I like that they're not overextending, because we've seen China pull ahead so fast so many other times before.
Yeah, and again, at this level, it's a team that makes less mistakes. It's a team that knows when to fight, when not to fight. That's why we saw Korea play so well, and also Thailand play so well, because they're just so great in that late game team fight. So I think both teams are playing cautious now. They don't want to be that team member that makes that mistake, that's over eager, and puts himself in a bad position.
Yeah, you can see still a nice, very slow start here. See Benny hanging out in that mid lane. Gonna help push with that Alice.
Yeah, it's about 145 here. Wow, what a nice, that's it. They're pulling Jun.
Oh, God, right back at you. Oh, my God, and the mischief just at the tip. Well done. Nice poke down on Jun there.
Yeah, 9AK is going to just push this lane here. The Abyssal Dragon is going to spawn. Jun is caught out. What a nice rotation by Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, beautiful. Caught him with the Nature's Wrath, and that is first blood for Chinese Taipei.
It's going to allow them, they potentially can take this dragon here, but instead they're going to go ahead and push the waves out, because they don't really have wave control. However, Yuzhan is winning his top lane. If you look at Scud right now, he's able to push out Munji, and that's a good sign for Chinese Taipei so far.
Yeah, definitely. You can see it up here as well. Yuzhan again chunking away, doing a good job of keeping out that Scud.
Yeah, Munji though stole that Vision Seagull from Yuzhan, so that's got to tilt him a little bit there with that play.
And you can see here now China going for the Abyssal Dragon. There's a little bit of a challenge here, but Yi-Chen going to be able to close it out. Wynn's going to try to get out of there. Nice hook! And oh my God, the damage coming out. Neil's in big trouble here. He's going to go down to Nanwan. And Nanwan maybe with the double kill there. 2 down for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, that's interesting. They get the first kill, and then they lose the first Abyssal Dragon. China is just better at the objective game early. That was a beautiful pull by Jun, getting that pick, getting now 2 kills, now 3. This is devastating for Chinese Taipei. They are playing passive aggressive, I feel. They're not getting in a position to put themselves ahead, and they're playing like they're playing from behind when they should be playing like they're playing from ahead.
Yeah, they had a small life lead there, or small lead, as I should say, in gold in general. But boy, that last exchange just really put them behind right now. And even Yuzhan's lead that he had in the top lane, not really that significant.
Yeah, definitely here. This is going to put them about more than 1k gold behind. That is not looking good for Chinese Taipei. They need to get a nice pick here. Yuzhan is doing pretty well in the top lane, but these rotations, again, you can see that China is getting these 3-man rotations to River a lot faster. The rotation clear on Chinese Taipei is a lot slower, so that means China has complete objective control. River control gives you objective control, so they're going to continue to snowball with the objectives here, and Chinese Taipei needs to respond with a gank. And look at that, Munji is aggressively cutting the wave, which puts Yuzhan in a really bad position here. They have complete top map control. They're going to take the jungle as well.
Yeah, you can see now Chinese Taipei trying to answer back by stealing the jungle out of their side as well. China trying to rotate back here. There might be a big team fight happening, potentially. Oh, they're teaming up with a little pop-up on 9AK. Then here comes the team fight as expected. Moonfall's do some damage, and Neil gonna fall. Oh, Neil gets him early.
Yeah, Neil does a great job getting a kill onto Lindis there. Yi-Chen, but the trade comes back, and Scud Munji comes in just in time. And look at Nanwan doing so much damage on his Tulin. Again, the best Tulin in the World Cup. Nanwan just really showing off his skills.
Yeah, Thunderbird's going to take on wins here, but not enough damage on it there as well. And man, Nanwan has just been really playing out of his mind today.
Yeah, Yuzhan's going to try to get this side. He's going to back off there with Munji. Nice rotation, but you saw how China rotated. Oh, he uses a Ryu ultimate to get to safety here. But you saw China's rotation there. Again, they had the advantage. Even Neo was able to get the kill onto Yi Chen, but they were able to turn that fight around immediately in their favor and basically get ahead. A second Abyssal Dragon now going to Team China.
Yeah, you can see the goal lead. China now 2.5K gold ahead, 6-3 in the kills as well. They're looking pretty right now. Only 5 minutes into the game. And Jun again, rolling this bush. He's gotten a couple good hooks already. Chinese Taipei got to be a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, you gotta watch Munji's rotation. He is such a factor in these fights. He has execute. You look at this.
Neil is down. Man, Nanwan, he is getting fed real early here. That's not going to be a good look for Chinese Taipei as this game gets further. Now they can try to take the red gold from him as well. They're going to get it.
Yeah, the key here, again, it's the mental macro game. China is playing like they are ahead, and they're winning that. Chinese Taipei just continually playing from behind when they had the advantage in that early game, did not take advantage of it. And Nanwan in a tough position here with the Dark Dominion Castellan, but he's able to jump right out.
Yeah, that Dark Dominion from Benny has been on point, but really ineffective without his team to follow up with it. And now they're pushing out the tier 2 tower already. China being very aggressive here. You see enough of Chinese Taipei here to push him out.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei, they gotta get a pick here. Look at these rotations from China. Really tight 3 to 4 man rotations. They group up together in mid lane, putting the pressure. Nice pull.
Another hook again, and this time Benny, is he in trouble? No, he's gonna make it out. And oh my goodness, the Violet doing so much damage. Neil going in now, 9k in full retreat. He's trying to get out. He uses the jungle minion to escape with the moonfall. Might be able to do enough damage. The hook from Jurgen not going to be able to save him. And that's a nice pickup here for Chinese Taipei with 3 down on China.
And that's exactly what they needed. That was a mistake from Jurgen to pull the tank. You pulled Benny instead of one of the carries. And as a result, Chinese Taipei was able to capitalize on that and then counter engage. And they get the kills that they need to put them back into the game because they're behind. They get a tower. This is going to hopefully make the goal differential even for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, Neil is playing a crucial role here on the Chinese Taipei side, poking away from such a great distance. And if you're in China right now, you got to be thinking, this is how we lost every game against Thailand. We had a great early lead, and all of a sudden we lose a team fight here, get a swing of kills there, and now another Abyssal Dragon, or finally the first Abyssal Dragon, going to be going to Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, this is huge for them. This is massive for Chinese Taipei because they have lost the objective game so hard against Korea. For them to get the Abyssal Dragon and win these fights like this is a little success that they need to get back into the game because, like I said, Chinese Taipei, I've seen them play so many times, and I want them to have that breakout as a team here. We know they can perform much better than we've seen them, and this is them getting back into their stride.
Yeah, they are definitely getting comfortable right now. Now they're trying to chase through China's jungle. Wynn's trying to look for some kind of engage here while the rest of the team is pushing up on that mid tower. The mid tower very low as well. They should be able to close out here with this minion wave, and there it goes down. 2 towers now for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, it is exactly what they're the one getting river control. They're the one invading jungle. They're the one pushing towers. This is exactly what Chinese Taipei needs to do here. So I feel like they're coming to full form now. And look at this. They're taking advantage of 9AK's overly eager positioning.
Yeah, you see Nanwan there looking for the Ion Blast. And China, they're positioned very well here for a 5-4. Beautiful dodges on the hook, though. No devil chain for you, Jun.
Jun, stop trying to pull Benny, buddy. You do not want to pull the Mina into your team. You gotta be careful there. But you saw that Chinese Taipei backed up from that fight. Before, if they were playing Crit, they would have taken that fight. So again, Chinese Taipei is playing much smarter, and I think that's making such a big difference in their decision making.
Yeah, definitely adjusting to having Benny on this Mina pick is not something that I've seen out of Chinese Taipei a whole lot. So pretty interesting to see how they're adjusting to this. But you see Star and Neil both getting fed as well on this team. So this is going to get really interesting as we get down to the wire. You can see the gold lead now, 21.5 to 21.1. It's so close.
Yeah, and all they just got to protect Neil. Neil is on Violet. Violet scales better. Look at that, 2 total deaths in the playoffs for Yi Chen. The fact that he died in this game against Chinese Taipei is huge for China because his positioning is near perfect for most of the time. And look at the item difference. Violet has 5.2k gold ahead of Yi Chen, right? With 3 kills, this is looking really solid for Neil here on Violet.
Yeah, Neil and Star have really been carrying this team here. And Uzan has done a really great job of split pushing with the side lanes.
Yeah, he definitely needs to split push better. He actually has lost the top lane. He hasn't gotten a tower from Mungie. Mungie's actually
he got a wipe out here.
Look at Yuzhan here.
Each and again. Yeah, but look at this Benny trying to save from behind. They might get Mungie here and not one running, but not going to get out. And Chinese Taipei turning things around, making it a 1 for 2.
Man, Star on this Crixie. He's playing so well, getting such good moonfalls, doing massive amounts of damage, and basically counter-initiating so well. Benny gets pulled again. Junjun.
That's fine.
Junjun has a hard throw for Mina there.
Yeah, and look at this. They're going to get this high ground tower. And look at this. Junjun in big trouble here as well. He's going to get down as well. And oh my goodness. Chinese Taipei also going to swung things around. Will they stay though? Will they retreat?
Yeah, they definitely will retreat here. They should clear out the jungle, get further ahead, give yourself a bigger lead. It's exactly what they want to do. Get that Violet fed. Once Violet gets 3 to 4 tier 3 items, she basically outscales the Lindis very, very easily here. You can see how behind. He finishes rank breaker, getting some crit gloves, but Violet is just still way ahead. Another dragon goes to Chinese Taipei. This is looking so good for them.
Yeah, they're really scaling up well here. And you mentioned Ichan, you know, we saw the graphic earlier, only 2 deaths in playoff. He has 3 deaths in just this game.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to see Junjun make a better play with the Grak here. He's trying to pull Benny. He needs to get in the right position and try to get a pull onto the Violet or Star on Crixie here. That's how they're going to win these fights. Because right now, Chinese Taipei is team fighting a lot better. They're counter-engaging so well right now.
Yeah, just the rotation with Neil, Star, and Benny. They've just been rotating around and picking up players where they can. And right now, even in the top half, you can see 9AK, he's kind of deep right now.
Yeah, 9AK is going to stay under his tower and just stay protected. Neo's going to keep farming. It's exactly what he needs to do. Keep farming, keep getting fed. He's level 15. I would love for them to push out the wave here. You have the mid-high ground tower down. You should have complete map control of the map. All waves should be pushing and pressuring against China right now. But Yuzhan in a really tough spot.
Yeah, tough spot. But he's trying to close out each end, and he gets him before he goes down. So 1 for 1 out of the situation. Let's see if Chinese Taipei can turn things around and get something else out of it, though.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Oh, big mistake. Witz gets hooked. But luckily, he's a Chogger, he's a tank. And man, they're still going to push for the Slayer.
They're going to try to get a Slayer, but now right there.
Boy, but they're going to get it. Chinese Taipei. They got to get out of here. Or they're going to pressure now. All right, they're just going to let it go. Luckily, they get the pressure. They get the kill. They get the Dark Slayer. And Uzak going to respawn with it. But the chase now on Star.
Yeah, again, I feel like they're not communicating because Neo is pushing top tower, leaving Benny and Star kind of defend for their own there. So that's a very interesting because they could have easily collapsed and killed Nanwan and Junjun there. Easily. And instead, they're trying to focus on the objective, which is fine. But again, they have the mid-high ground tower down. They should be having complete map control of this game.
Benny gonna use that Dark Dominion there, get Junjun low, and Junjun is gonna barely survive. 9AK with the save, but the tower's gonna go down. Now 9AK trying to retreat, and he is getting jumped. Dark Dominion, oh my goodness, the death side. Can they get him too? 9AK? No!
Wow, what an aggressive Violet from Neo. He's playing Violet so well, knowing how to poke, how to put that pressure, make your opponents run away so that if you have a good offense, there's no way for them to respond. And that's exactly what Neo needs to do. He needs to fight with his team and rotate just like how they're doing right now. And as long as they keep playing like this, they can take this game away. Yeah,
they're just taking it 1 tower at a time now. 9AK, he's doing such a great job defending against this tower here. That one-of-them defense, that's just 1 minion now. Look at the Violet chunk of the tower down. Mungie's going to dive into there, but he's going to get taken out easily. 9AK's, oh my goodness, Yuzhan goes so deep.
What a beautiful play there. Mungie goes in by himself. There's no support, but Yuzhan counter-engages. As a result, China cannot respond. They just kite Mungie, kill him, and Chinese Taipei is going to take game 1 from China.
Yeah, Nanwan trying to be the hero. He is taking people out still. This is not quite over yet. The base is still very, very low, and Chinese Taipei's got a couple minions. Here it's going to be Chinese Taipei getting game 1 over China.
Yeah, there we go. There's their spirits up. Still touching his eyes a little bit there.
He's touching his eyes after every game.
I think this is a moment to celebrate, guys. You guys just won. There we go. There's Neo. He's smiling now.
All right.
You guys finally won a game on the World Cup stage. Massive accomplishment. They are trying to refocus. And China feels like they're a little down from their loss against Thailand, going into overflowing into this matchup, because that was very uncharacteristic with how they team fought. They were kind of out of position, diving, one person going, the team not with them. It was very interesting to watch this play, but look at Neo there, so ahead on gold. Fed, that's exactly how you want to play.
Look at Ichan 0-5. You know, we saw the graphic 0-2 in the entire playoffs, and he goes 0-5 in a single game. That just seems unlikely.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the team has not been playing the best with Nanwan on this 2-lane. That's something that he was able to make a lot of plays on. This is something that they need to watch. Junjun, Again, the Grak performance hasn't been the best. Always pulling the Mina, the Benny, who's a tank. That's not the person you want to pull. But the counter engage is what made the difference here. This is perfect here, this fight for Chinese Taipei. They won such critical fights that allowed them to get 2 Abyssal Dragons.
Yeah, that was fantastic stuff. And then, just Neil, out of nowhere, it seemed like they were falling so far behind so early, but Neil really cleaned up everything and allowed them to get those high ground towers. That Violet pick is really coming through in terms of getting the objectives with the towers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people are first picking Lindis, but that's not the meta. The meta has changed. Violet works so well into Lindis, and I feel like this Lindis first pick is not working out for any. Chinese Taipei did it 3 times against Korea and lost.
Yep.
China just did it and lost, so I think there is a pattern with the Lindis first pick. But look at the objectives there. 2 Abyssal Dragons for Chinese Taipei. That was massive for them. And then the Dark Slayer, which then resulted in them being able to win the game with that push.
Yeah, very scary Dark Slayer though, right? Very contested. Anything could have happened there. We saw China lose those Dark Slayers or get the Dark Slayers and still throw the games against Thailand just a second ago.
Yeah, again, these teams are playing for their regions. Team China playing for China and Chinese Taipei playing for their region. And a lot is on the line here.
I mean, Chinese Taipei, so much pressure after that crushing defeat they had against Korea earlier, just getting smoked 3-0, but really putting it back together that game. I was really concerned when Benny had a little bit of a rough start on that Mina in the last game. I was like, are we ever going to see the Benny come back? But he really pulled it together there by getting hooked a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad that Mina worked out because honestly, I didn't think their draft was that strong, but they were able to allow Neo to get fed, to scale as Violet. And honestly, Star played an amazing Crixie. Such good moonfalls, securing these kills against 98K and the over-aggression from China. So you can see they're smiling right here. This is critical for Chinese Taipei because they lost the early game. China dominated them in the early game. Even though they got first blood, Chinese Taipei just felt like they're playing a little too passive. So I'm so happy to see them play more aggressive here. This is exactly how they need to play.
And last game, Mungji, he had the Scud, but even with the Scud, it was basically not there.
Yeah, but he did make some critical plays, though, as Scud in the first few team fights. He literally made those team fights happen. And then from there, he just got punished for his over-aggression. And that's how you punish a Scud. The Scud meta build is so squishy. If Scud goes in, you need to just kite him. And that's exactly what they did when he tried to dive onto Neo. The team just fell back, kited, and destroyed Mungji. And look at it. Typical bans here. Zenio, Omen being banned. We're going to see probably Aurum being banned here. I don't think Aurum and Suman will ever see, and Omen will ever see themselves on the Antares battlefield.
I think we might see it. No, never say never out here. I never thought we were going to see a Natalia. But we got a Natalia. A couple of them from 2 different teams.
Yeah, Teamy being banned. They have to decide to ban the Grak, which makes sense. I would ban Grak here because Chinese Taipei, honestly, I think Benny plays a much better Grak than Jun does, so banning Grak would make the most sense. And please, Chinese Taipei, don't pick Lindis first pick. Do something different.
Maybe China will ban Lindis
every time. They don't need to.
I know. I'm just saying maybe they will.
They're going to ban Malik, which means it's going to be a Grak first pick. Don't pick that Lindis. Oh, Chognar. What? Okay.
Hey, man, he's been meta today. Everyone's been using Chognar.
Chognar being a first pick. That's so interesting. You have Scud as a first pick. You have so many other options as a first pick.
They've been okay with them having Scud, though, right? Because last game they had Scud. It was okay for them. Early game, not so okay.
Being a first pick. I wonder if they're trying to do the Chognar Alice comp. Let's see what China will decide. They have Grak. They have Scud. Yeah, Grak Scud makes a lot of sense. Again, that's a lot of CC, right? Grak has his Devil's Chain. Scud has that Fierce Charge and Wild Beast Fury. Oh, they're going to pick the both dominant side laners. This Scud Irie pick that I've seen them do that on red side before.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I like that they took the Irie away from Yuzon. Yuzon definitely was doing a lot of work with it last game. I wonder what hero he's going to go with now without that Irie.
Yeah, so China's definitely going to pick up the Tulin for Nanwan. I haven't seen Nanwan play anyone else than Tulin. But his Tulin's a god.
Why not just
Tara being picked here? That's very interesting.
Yeah, Tara is something that he has gone to in the past, at least a couple times in our quarterfinals.
That's a split-pushing monster. She likes to distract and waste your time, run around the map, and just regenerate like crazy with her Steel Colossus ultimate. I'm wondering if they should pick up the Violet here, or I don't think they should take the Lindis. Liliana is going to be a pickup. Yeah, so they're going to wait, actually. They may want to play maybe a potential dive comp because Liliana Tara with Chognar is going to be a good composition that can just dive onto a Violet or Lindis. So we saw, Rourke come out as an assassin comp that worked pretty well. So as long as they execute the assassin comp, it could work. But the meta has been marksman for a very long time for the past week at the AWC.
Yeah, most definitely. Going to be interesting to see what happens here. But Chognar, Liliana, and Tara coming out first for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, no one is picking Grak. They're just leaving Grak open. Grak is just open and free to take care. So maybe they want Junjun to take Grak based on how Junjun was playing the Grak. And now they have a chance to... They don't need to pick Crixie here. So they can pick the Lindis up or the Violet. But Lindis has been a risky pick. You just have to run away. And they're going to go with the Finnick. This is Yi-Chen's best marksman, I feel. It is... He's going to be able to push towers so well on Finnick.
Yeah, that deep smart that works on buildings. I don't understand why. it's just so effective, though. It just chunks them down.
Yeah, it does so much damage. That explosion can take half a tower's health so quickly. They're going to play the Mina again. So they picked the Chognar, actually, so that there is literally no counter to the Mina. So that's why they first picked up Chognar. Very intentional draft strategy here by Chinese Taipei. Oh, they're going with Alice instead. So they basically, Chognar is again a counter to Alice as well. So this is a very smart draft, very intentional draft by Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, I think they definitely want to leave that Grak available for Junjun. I think they're very happy with how that last game went. Oh, or not.
Taipei might take that Grak. They'll take the Slims.
Hey, I'd be happy with seeing that Grak come out on Benny. I love seeing his Grak.
That's a really interesting competition because everyone's weak early game. I mean, Tara, Liliana, Chognar, Slims, Grak, they all don't really have a strong early game. When you have Scud, you have Finnick, who has a super fast clear in jungle. You have a Tulin, who's so strong once he's level 2. He can put so much early game pressure. If China picks Omar, they can just shove the early game and just win early game. But they're going to probably go with something else. Maybe the Mina may come out here for them. Again, she's also pretty decent in the early game. As long as they get a lead and keep the lead, Mina is extremely strong.
Yeah, and it looks like they are, in fact, going to lock in the Mina. This is going to be game number 2. Best of 5. Players are locked in. Man, this is a totally different team than I was expecting to see.
Yeah, China is just going to want to push towers early game. They're going to want to take the Bissell Dragons and just snowball and just starve Neo. The key for Chinese Taipei is Yuzhan needs to distract and split push as much as possible so Neo and Star can get fed here, because we saw how well they did last game when they were fed. They got their items. That's the key, I feel, is Neo needs to get fed on whatever carry he's on.
Why do you think that Neil decided to go with Slims over Violet here? Obviously, they had the Violet on the board. It was a possibility.
Yeah, I feel like Slims, they want to chain CC. You know, Liliana has a nice binding light stun. We have Grak, who has Ward Devour. He has a pull as well. So if they combo those stuns together, because if you get stunned, but there's a Liliana Grak combo, right? Liliana lands the stun, Grak gets the pull, Slims can then combo with a Flying Spear stun, and that person is pretty much dead. Yeah. That's a 3 combo chain CC, and then Grak can then also use an ultimate. So that combo CC is extremely efficient. I've seen it. I've seen teams pull it off in the boot camp and at the World Cup. That's something that you want to watch out for. So China has to be careful for that Liliana Grak combo.
Well, let's see. The players look focused. I hope we get to see the combo. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. And right now, you can see them all thinking about it. Man, we're about to get into game 2. So much on the line here. China, what are you guys going to do? You guys are falling behind. You can't let this momentum get to you.
Yeah, they're going to do their 4-man rotations they're known for. They're going to try to get river dominance. They're going to push the lane like crazy on that Finnick. They're going to push they're going to cut the wave. Munji is known to cut the wave behind. Then Finnick comes and they sandwich that person. They basically choke that person off, take the tower, and then kill them. Just watch how they're going to play. Look at this pull already. Chinese Taipei showing that they want to win.
Yeah, Benny on that Grak, man. It's going to be fun to watch. And a great start for Chinese Taipei at 9-8K. Going to have to recall already. Not the way you want to start off your game. Look at Benny. You think he's looking for a pull from back here too? No, he's not. We've seen him do that too. Invade jungle with the Devil's Chain.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not doing that. He's not pulling away the red buff there. Just it's slowing down the rotation of Finnick. Because that's actually what you want to do. Yi-Chen on Finnick. Finnick has one of the fastest jungle players in the game because of his Thief's Mark ability there.
Right, you can see the Yi-Chen there already level 2. He's doing just fine for himself right now. 1 minute down in the game already. 1 more minute before we see that Abyssal Dragon spawn. See Neil doing just fine in his jungle, getting his red golem. Maybe a little bit behind.
Yeah, this is key here. China should be exerting a lot more pressure. They should be taking both Vision Seagulls because they have this stronger early game composition. Tulin is so strong, able to like that. He's out pushing the Liliana right now. Star is being out pushed by Tulin, and as a result, they should be taking all the Vision Seagulls. But you can see here, Yuzhan actually takes the top vision Seagull. That tells me who has map control in the beginning of the game before the Abyssal Dragon spawns.
Right.
So it's pretty even right now, and China is not playing to what their comp is really strong for in the beginning.
A very slow start out of China here, and Chinese Taipei going to push up the lane a little bit here in mid. Junjun going to come out, maybe look for a Dark Domain under tower, not going to get it, and Benny just misses the Devil's Chain there.
Yeah, you can see that CC Sun Yuzhan getting pulled down, and wow, he gets punished for his overaggression, and they're gonna lose a tower here. Yichen is up with Munji. That's gonna be devastating for Chinese Taipei. So they have to trade a dragon or another tower here.
Yeah, they're trying to trade for this dragon right here. You see 98K and Junjun positioning, hopefully maybe get a challenge, but not gonna be able to do it. And they get the dragon. They didn't actually get the tower up top.
Ooh, not yet, but this next wave is coming, so they need to take this dragon. Namwan is going to make that rotation here to support his team, and this should be the tower, because he's going to get a Thief Mark on it, activate it, along with the Hammer Cyclone. That's going to do so much damage, and tower's going to fall.
There it is. First tower of the game. Going to go to them as well.
Yeah, China has the best early objective game in the World Cup, the entire World Cup. They are just so good at pushing objectives and getting first towers against their opponent.
Benny with the hook on Nanwan. That's who you want to grab.
Oh no, he wasted his World Devour there.
Yeah, way too late on it.
His team was not ready. If he comboed that with Stars, Binding Light Stun, they could have done a lot of work, because Neo was right there as well. They could have easily killed Nanwan with that pull, but again, miscommunication, no follow-up.
And now the dead side getting Benny. Oh man, that target minion pulled him so far out of position, and that's gonna be a dead Benny. Nanwan with the kill.
Yeah, again, both teams playing really uncharacteristic. That Dark Domain was basically wasted, and then Benny just being out of position there and staying in that fight.
Oh my damage, Junjun. Oh, wins here as well. Not gonna get anything out of it. Oh, Thunderbird body block.
Nice body block. Wow.
Yeah, Neil ready for it. He had that flying leap ready to go.
Yeah, you can see here that Yuzhan is falling behind. Look at the level difference. Munji is level 6. He has more farm. He gets caught out again.
Yeah, you talked about him being behind. Now this might be a tier 2 tower for China.
Again, China's so good at that objective game, and they're going to be able to take this tower here, and they're rotating to collapse onto Star and Neo.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei got to be a little bit careful here. Here goes Munji. He's going to dive right in there with that Irie. And you can see beautiful blinding light there from Star. Chunks him down. He has to retreat.
Yeah, he definitely has to retreat there. But look, like I said, the early game for Chinese Taipei is so weak. Their draft is not good in the early game, and China is completely punishing them. 3-0 already. They're able to get one dragon, but this dragon is going to go over to China. This is exactly what China wants to do. They want to snowball, but look at this nice leash here. That's going to reset the dragon and slow down the dragon clear from China. So very, very smart play by Wind.
Yeah, well done indeed. Gets the reset nicely. Chinese Taipei having enough time to rotate down here as well. Chain Hammer Cyclone is out just to try to zone him out from chasing. But now Chinese Taipei has a chance to potentially go for this dragon.
Yeah, they're going to give up this dragon potentially. So really nice decision by Chinese Taipei to take now the second Abyssal Dragon. This is good because when Chinese Taipei is taking objectives like that, that shows me that they're still in the game and they're not slowly allowing themselves to get choked out.
Right. They've already lost 2 towers. They're down 3 kills to 0. But gold lead is only 1k ahead, basically. So Chinese Taipei very much still in this game, as long as they can get it to the later part of the game.
Yeah, this is critical. They lost 2 towers around the 3-minute mark. It's 5 minutes. They haven't lost another tower, so that's good. They're slowing it down. But look at this engage.
Yeah, nice engage there by Junjun. But not getting much out of it. World Devour pulling in Muggsy, but no one there to follow up behind him.
Yeah, again, they are picking fights when they're not ready. This is something that Chinese Taipei needs to learn from. This is why they lost so hard against Korea. That's a fight that they cannot win, and they're not on the same page with the Grak Pull and the World Devourer. They need to combo their abilities. They have such a good combo set with Slims, with Liliana, and as a result,
man, yeah, Benny getting pulled in by the dark side, and he's going to go down again. Nanwan pulling ahead now.
Yeah, Benny, again, overly positioned and putting himself in a really, really tough spot here and dying so many times. This is something that Benny needs to be careful. His over-eagerness and his positioning has really cost a lot of unnecessary deaths over to his opponents.
Yeah, without doubt, you see Ichen getting another tower for them as well, and just that Thief Mark is doing so much damage to those towers.
Yeah, Thief Mark is amazing. This is what makes Phoenix so strong and puts so much pressure onto objectives here. He's going to go ahead and start taking more jungles. Ooh, and Neo's going to be like, no, thank you.
Tried.
It's fine.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei right now, though. They have 4 men down in this bot half. They're going to try to close in on him. Too far away, missing every single ability there. 9AK just walking out of there scot-free.
Look at Yuzhan there trying to rotate to top tower, but there's nothing there in the top jungle. Yuzhan, he's going to cut the way, but Ichen is right there, right behind him. And look at the rotation coming from Mungie. They're all rotating up. Yuzhan is putting himself in a really tough spot.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that steel focus to try to get out of there. But will he be able to make it? Look, the health regenerating, but man, he is getting stunned and slowed. It doesn't look like he's going to make it out, and that's a dead Yuzhan. Mungie gets the kill with Irie.
However, this is exactly what Yuzhan does here. Look at that distraction, able to get the tower and a kill on Jun potentially, and they do. Nanwan's also in a really tough spot. Neo is just going off right now, but he needs to back up because Mungie is going to be able to get off to him.
Benny, you got to get out of there, buddy. Not going to happen. And man, that was a really close, almost killed by Nanwan, but Yichen getting a kill on Benny there.
Yeah, so that's what a split pusher wants to do. You commit 2 people to rotate up to you, and then your team can then trade a tower, get some kills on top of that. So it wasn't a bad trade. Good job for Yuzhan to do that. But look at this follow-up. Wow.
Damage, not enough though. Ichen almost went down to Neil, and Neil turned things around now. This is where we've seen China fall apart. Once it gets to team fights phase of the game, and Star gonna get Mungie that time.
Yeah, finally we see Star come out here. He has the best Liliana in the World Cup here. It's amazing to see his plays in Liliana. His positioning is just perfect. We haven't really seen him use Fox form to dive yet, but once he plays that aggressively and that we know he can, he is going to get a lot of kills under his name.
They're going to try to rush this Dark Slayer here. China on the way though. Jun a little bit late, and now the Dark Slayer buff going to be taken by Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, really good play for Chinese Taipei here. They're now scaling because they had the weaker early game competition. China has starting to fall off here because Liliana is going to scale so well along with the Slims here. And look at that, 38.2% of his team damage. Nanwan on this 2-lane. That's the only mage he knows how to play, and he plays it very well.
And now the beautiful hook by Benny. And boom, Mungie going to go down. And right now, Chinese Taipei are just running up the mid lane.
Yeah, that was huge play by Benny. He didn't even use his World Devour. He's able to use his Earthquake. It's a 0.5 second slide, just enough time to prevent Mungie from casting his Ryu ultimate to get out. Because that removed CC from Irie there. He was not able to even cast it in time to get to safety. So really, really nice play by Benny.
Yeah, rotating up now, trying to get another tier 2 tower. And man, Chinese Taipei have actually taken the goalie significantly. 9K trying to chuck Neil, but oh my god, got the hook on him! And Jichen, he's trying to escape the World of our beautiful pop-up there. And now Nanwan's in big trouble. Yuzhan trying to get the chase. He's going to go down as well.
And look at Mungie. He jumps onto Neil, gets the kill on Neil on the back line. And now he's going to try to jump to safety here, but Benny's right on top of him, and he's going to fall as well from Star.
Yeah, well done there by Chinese Taipei. Only losing 1, but getting 2 in the process, plus a couple towers.
Yeah, that was such a crazy engage. It was kind of both sides there. Neil gets dived on. Benny makes a beautiful play at World Devour, but there's no follow-up. So I'd love to see the team follow up with Benny when he gets these massive 2 to 3 man World Devours. That is a play-making ultimate on this Greg here. So they need to follow up to secure these kills and then deal with the person that's trying to jump onto Neil.
There's the Yuzhan here. He started off a little bit slow today, but now he's really picked things up.
Yeah, one thing you never want to do is you never want an assassin to 1v1 your marksman. Your marksman will not stand a chance 1v1ing an assassin. But watch this play here. Mungie was able to 1v1 Neil. They need to basically counter collapse onto Mungie because that's an assassin's job, is to get onto your back line and kill your marksman because he has no defense. So Chinese Taipei need to make sure that they counter engage that, or else Neil is going to keep dying, and when Neil dies, they lose a lot of their tower pushing damage.
Yeah, and that's obviously why Irie is so good. That Shadow Dash lets it get so far into the back line. But again, another tower for Chinese Taipei, and Benny almost landed the Devil Chance attack. Wins in a bit of trouble here. They tried to retreat, and China thinking about it, but didn't engage.
Yeah, that's one thing about Finnick there. Once you see the little thief mark rotating around you, you can just run away. The thief mark can only mark 1 person, and as long as he doesn't activate that 1 person, then you basically defeat his win condition.
Man, and Chinese Taipei now putting this pressure up. Dark Slayer buff has wore off though. Yeah, watch Benny's pull here. This guy's an amazing Grak. He's waiting for the right moment. You can see them keeping pressure in all the lanes.
Oh, there we go.
Done a 9K. Get over here. 9AK. He's in big trouble. He's going to fall to Neil. And now Chinese Taipei have a good push at this tower. The high ground tower is going down. You see the damage light bars all dropping. Nanwan having to retreat as well. And the tower is so low now. Well push by Chinese Taipei.
That was the combo I was talking about. Slim lands that flying spear from far, and then Benny gets that point. Look at this fight here. They might be able to push this mid tower, but there's no wave coming, and China doing a good job defending against this push.
Yeah, Benny in big trouble here. He's going to fall this time to Yi-Chen. And Chinese Taipei is going to lose one. That tower is so low. Neil trying to get it out, and finally they get the higher ground. Jun is going to fall as well.
Jun. Benny and Jun, both of these supports being in the wrong place at the wrong time, overly positioning. It's so good. I haven't seen Benny. He has 4 deaths to his name. This guy has the second most assists in all of the World Cup in terms of the stats here. For him to play so aggressive on Grak and dying so often is very uncharacteristic. Benny normally watches his positioning really well, but this guy has been very, very overly aggressive with his positioning.
They're very inconsistent today from what we've seen. But Neil in this game right now, 5-1-3. He is playing fantastic so far. Had a rough start in the first series, of course, against Korea, but really has put things together here the last couple games.
Yeah, again, that combo, if they get a stun, look at that. Neil is smiling. He is having a good time. That's exactly the attitude I want Chinese Taipei to have, because they play a lot better when their spirits are up, and it's making a big difference, I feel.
Yeah, beautiful dodge on the Devil's Chain that time. And right now you see Win is going in. He's trying to slow everyone down. Are they going to get it? Oh, the big damage coming out of Neil. And another fall. 2 down for China. They're going to push this high ground tower now. And Chinese Taipei are starting to run away with the 2 high ground towers down now. And they're going to be pushing up. Spear just barely going to miss. Uzan late to the party, but he's here now. Can they press up on the core?
Yeah, maybe that's why they picked Chognar. Wins actually just jumped in as Chognar, casted care protection, all the CC that came out. Look at Neil there falling. Oh my goodness,
that was the bait. Nanwan, is he going to survive though? He's trying to get out of there. Everyone's life bar is getting so low. Yuzan barely surviving, going to get the kill as well. And this is looking bad for China. 4 down, Nanwan super low. And looks like Chinese Taipei just going to walk on in and close out this core now. But wait, Yi-Chen going to respawn now. Jun going to respawn now. Last chance. Explosion City.
Damage.
Oh my goodness.
He literally just disappeared. Where did he go?
Is still hanging on here. This core is surviving. China still has some room to live.
I like China's spirit there. They're playing just as aggressive, trying to get these kills even when they're behind there. Benny misses the World Devourer, but the tower is going to fall. That is all 3 high ground towers down. Chinese Taipei, this is their game to lose and their game to win at this point.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei, they were so low, they almost had a chance to close it out there, but the respawn timers all came down at the right moment just to give China one last stand here.
Again, going back to that decisive engage, I love what Win did. He ran in as Chognar, did so much damage, distraction, cast Chaos Protection, made China waste all their abilities on him. They couldn't CC him because, again, Chognar is anti-CC and allowed his team to then follow up, secure the kill on Yi-Chen, and then basically they won that fight. But look at the aggression from China. They're going to try to take Dark Stair, but this is so risky.
Oh, but the hook there on Mengji, and Mengji's behind, and the Dark Stair is going to go to China. This is very, very risky for Chinese Taipei right now. Wins is in big trouble. He's going to fall. Now it's 5-on-4 in terms of China. Oh, but the hook underneath the tower. Nanwan, you got to get out of there. He gets caught by the spear, and Neil takes out Nanwan. And Yuzan going to follow it up with a colossal smash. Can they get another one? Just barely dodges. But the flying spear cast and jumps out with a blinding light. It doesn't even matter. They're all going to go down.
Look at that hammer cyclone. Beautiful flying spear.
Another one. Oh my God, the ace. Can they get the ace? Mengji, you're the last one standing. Oh my God, Mengji, what are you doing? You're crazy. Get the star. No.
Wow.
One more chance. Not going to happen.
But Neil is the MVP of that Slim play, landing 2 critical flying spears and turning the game. He was the one smiling. Now we know why. He's playing super confident. His spirits it up, and that Slim play was so good. Now we see why Slims can beat a Finnick, definitely, if you play him correctly.
Very impressive stuff there. Chinese Taipei go up 2-0 over China here. I did not see it going down this way.
Yeah, I feel like I'm watching Deja Vu. Chinese Taipei is laughing, having a good time. In their last match against Korea, they were in what China's mental state is right now. China is just, they don't look good. Their facial expressions, and yeah, Neo definitely was MVP. Look at the amount of damage. He took the most towers, had the most gold, 10 kills to his name. Beautiful flying spear, landing so many of them when his team, when he landed those flying spears and Benny got the pull, that combo was basically a death sentence to whoever got caught into it.
Yeah, I mean, after that first series we saw against Korea earlier, I think Neil went and got a really big backpack and he put his whole team in it because he has been carrying the series like crazy so far.
Yeah, China, though, they had the early game lead. They
Again.
had the advantage in the early game, but they were not able to convert it. Chinese Taipei just came back to life like a phoenix here. Decisive 2-0 now over China. This is looking so good for them.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think that China has to do to turn things around here?
They need to get off this mental fortitude. They're losing the mental game. Look at the facial expression. They know they're like losing hope, and you cannot lose hope. This is elimination. If you lose this next match, you are out of the World Cup, and you're going to basically have to watch who is going to take the next World Cup championship here.
Yeah, and you see the Dragons. There's 0 Dragons from China. Despite the early game lead, they had the gold lead throughout the majority of the game. They had the KDA lead throughout the majority of the game, but somehow they just keep losing these games. You talked about the mental fortitude a second ago. How can you have mental fortitude when you've lost 5 of your last 6 games?
Yeah, even the coach. Look, the coach even looks frustrated. It looks like he's trying to make a point to his teammates here.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying though, you've lost 5 out of your last 6 games, and I'm gonna make a guess here, but I'm pretty sure they had the early game lead in every single one of them.
Yeah, right now when this happens and they're touching their face, they're looking down, they definitely have lost hope. You have to reset. You know, you have to take a deep breath, count to 3, and just focus, refocus. Stop thinking about the loss. The more you think about the loss, the more you're gonna suck yourself into that negative space, that negative thinking. You don't want to do that. You can see Chinese Taipei, they're having a good time. The whole team and the coach is smiling right now. They know they got this in the bag. This is why it's so important to win game 1. You got to win game 1 because it lets you basically snowball into game 2 and hopefully game 3 here.
Yeah, and Benny, man, he has been hit or miss today, right? How do you feel about his performance so far?
Yeah, I like some of his pulls, but honestly, he has not been playing what I've seen him play in the GCS leagues. He is overly positioned, and you know China has punished him for that. He is giving too many unnecessary deaths over. So I feel like China can take advantage of Benny's positioning here. So let's see if they're going to change things out, because you have to pull out your trump card right now. You have to pull out all stops, because if you lose China, you will be eliminated and you will be going home.
Yeah, I definitely did not expect to see China potentially facing a 3-0 sweep here. This is crazy stuff that's happening. China, what are your bans going to be? I feel like the bans have been pretty consistent so far. I don't think we're going to see a major change.
Yeah, they're going to follow the same bans. It's going to be Omen. It's going to be... Malik was banned last time too. It's going to be that Aurum, that Superman, that Teamy being taken off here. I wonder if they're going to ban Grak this time. Oh, there's the audience there cheering for their team. Chinese Taipei seeing that cheer. They got the spirit. Their spirits are up. They feel the momentum, and they want to take it all the way.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see if China tries to leave the Omen on the board. That's something that we haven't seen them try to go to yet.
Yeah, Superman being banned. I feel like Omen is Zenio. Omen, all really popular bans on that red side there. Normally Zenio is that second ban. Oh, Teamy instead. So that means Aurum will be banned on the side of Chinese Taipei here.
Yeah, most likely. That's our guess, and there it is. Aurum is in fact banned by Chinese Taipei. I really, really feel like China's trying to sneak that Omen in.
Yeah, if they can get Omen, that's going to be massive. Omen is probably the best solo side laner right now. That's why he's never seen himself on the entire battlefield, because he's banned constantly.
Yeah, we know that Mungji has a really incredible Omen as well. So let's see. They're going to give Chinese Taipei the option, maybe, of banning the Omen or giving it over to them.
Yeah, China was the most improved team, too. If you watch their boot camp journey to the World Cup, they improved week after week after week. They went undefeated in the group stages. The only team that went undefeated in the group stages. So they're looking like a contender to be a world champion. And now they are put in this position. Everything is on the line. Everything is at stake right now. So they have to win this next game, or else they're going to lose 3-0. And that's not how you want to go out.
And the final ban is, in fact, Omen. Smart choice by Chinese Taipei, but what does this leave on the board for us?
Yeah, Zenio. Zenio is the one that has been banned so constantly. I like how Chognar is being banned now.
Yeah,
the meta has shifted so much. And look at this. Chinese Taipei will do the same draft that China did last game and take away Irie and that Scud as the first pick.
Yeah, I like the choice here so far. You know, China with that Zenial, though, did extremely well against Thailand in the set we saw earlier today. So that Zenial may play a crucial role here. in this third game.
Yeah, I would love to see them play Violet Tulin. Violet Tulin was a very strong meta composition, and Zenio is such a good protector on the Violet or the Tulin if they get dove on. And when Tulin has that protection from Zenio, he can go ham. And Namwan, he's only played Tulin, so I'm surprised Chinese Taipei has not taken that away from him or banned it, because honestly, I don't think, oh, and look at this, Grak with Zenio, that's actually a really strong combo. So China's draft is looking very strong. But we know Junjun's Grak has not been the most impressive.
Right, exactly. And, you know, they're at least taking the Grak because Benny was so effective with the Grak, right? I mean, I feel like they didn't ban Grak, so if they leave him on the table, most likely you're going to see Benny come back with it. And he had so many clutch hooks. And they don't especially want to run into that Slim's Grak combo again either.
Yeah, I would love to see, you know, Star pick up either Flash or Liliana, because when you get pulled there, Liliana can transform into Fox form and kind of hop away. Flash can just activate his Cyclone and basically dodge a lot of the damage that's going to incoming once Grak gets that pull on you. So let's see if they're going to pick up that Flash, but I think it's going to be Liliana, because Star, that's his best hero is Liliana. So yep, they're going to pick up Liliana for Star. And the Mina there coming back for China. They won with Mina in game 1.
Right.
So
you know,
don't change what has been working, right?
Exactly, and I feel like a lot of these teams have been trying to pick Mina as a counter to Grak, actually.
Look at this work pick. Wow, very aggressive. That's a heavy dive composition. Either pull or go in there. Wonder Woman wants to go in. Rourke wants to go in. Zenio wants to go in. A lot of protection for the Rourke as well. Violet being picked up here. They have to do a good job protecting her, but they may go with the Slims here. So let's see what they're going to decide. But honestly, Neo has played very well. Yeah, that's Neo. He's smiling. He's having a good time. He can play both really well. I think Violet will make the most sense here because she does more of that AoE damage. When she lands that concussive round, that tactical fire, when she rolls around, she can do a lot of damage onto a dive comp that will hit her, and she get maximum value from her burst.
Yeah, and there's plenty of CC on their team outside of her anyway, right? So they don't need another Slim stun on their team. So right now, there it is. It's locked in, man. This is China's last chance. If they don't win this game, they will be eliminated from the tournament. So a lot on the line in just this next game.
Yeah, what's really risky is, you know, Wonder Woman and Rourke actually have a pretty lower win rate. That's why Wonder Woman has fell off the meta. She has not been picked that often, and not even picked at all, actually, in a lot of the matchups throughout all of the Arena of Valor World Cup competition. And Rourke as well, when he's picked, he has a pretty much higher chance of losing, so because it's a very heavy execution composition. You have to follow up. If Yi Chen dies by himself, the entire Chinese Taipei can just kite him. They can push him away, right? But he has that determination ultimate, so they have to follow up. If they do not follow up with Yi Chen there, Rourke is going to be a losing composition.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good composition to try to protect your Rourke, right? You got a Wonder Woman, you got Daniel on the side of it. Might not be a terrible idea there behind that thinking, but at the same time, they did try this Rourke out against Korea a second ago in the last set, and it just did not work out for them. Once Korea was pushing up on the towers, they had no way of stopping the wave.
Yeah, Tyler did such a good job countering that Rourke aggression there. Yi Chen did a really good job of pushing the towers, getting so much burst damage from that Rourke, but then it fell off in the late game. So what they need to do here is they power spike in the mid game really hard here. Wonder Woman, strong early, strong mid. Tulin, strong early, strong mid. Rourke as well. They have so much power in the mid game. They have to secure mid game here and then convert that into a late game win. Otherwise, China is going to fall off against a Violet, a Liliana. That's a very strong, a Scud, and an Irie. They all scale very strong into the late game. So China has to win that mid game or else they're going to fall behind.
Yeah, let's see, boys. This is it. Game number 3, best of 5. Chinese Taipei up 2-0 over China. Looks like we might be getting a jungle invader, but both players very cautious.
Yeah, they're very cautious here. Oh, the pull. Gonna reset that Might Golem. He's gonna walk back, get his full health back, and slow down the rotation. This will give Chinese Taipei a much faster rotation now.
I see China here just still trying to set up. Benny, he's still out there. Maybe trying to hook it again. Oh, just a little bit late. I like the attempt, though.
Yeah, the punish comes out just in time to secure it. They're gonna try to get this Vision Seagull as well. Gives pretty good, decent gold in the beginning.
Yeah, you
and
see,
look at Neo there being a little aggressive with his Violet.
Yeah, he's going to help out Winds of the Jungle here. Uzan was up top trying to fight for that Vision Seagull as well. Yeah, and Jun, you know, those hooks. And Benny, he knows the range of those Devil Chains perfectly, right? He always is spacing it out.
I just hope he stops pulling Benny, please. Do not pull Benny in the mid to late game. That's not the person you want to pull. Mina wants to get onto your team.
Yeah, she's like, please hook me. Let me hit this Dark Dominion, make you all attack me. and then just let my team shred you. It'll be perfect.
Exactly. That's not what you want to do. And that's actually why they lost. He actually pulled the Mina into his team, and that's not what you want to do. So hopefully Junjun learns from game 1 and does not make the same mistake here.
Yeah, I mean, you can basically hook anyone else on the team, right, and do okay. Oh, man, dead side. Junjun getting chunked down. Man, just barely missing. Again, Benny has perfect spacing to avoid those devil chains. But I feel like it's also a matter of time before one of them is going to land.
Yeah, definitely. Look at Yuzhan here playing so aggressive on Irie. Look at that. Out pushing the Zenio. That's exactly what Yuzhan wants to do. Then he wants to rotate, get either the Spirit Sentinel or the Spirit Seagull, and just get ahead. Just get fed as Irie.
And right now, oh boy, both teams going in here. And man, that Fury Charge wind's going to try to get out of there with it. But oh my gosh, get back over here. That'll be first blood for Ichen. And that's exactly what they needed. Oh, another one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, what a nice pull there by Junjun and 9AK. That pull to bring back wins there, get the kill onto him. Ichen activated his ultimate to stay on top of him. That was decisive play. And Mungie's going to be in a really tough spot here. He might be falling here, and he will.
Yeah, definitely falling there. Well played. Chinese Taipei rotating up here to try to convert something out of this.
Yeah, look at this. 9AK with that lasso. Beautiful pulling wins right back into it. And Benny getting pulled by Grak. That was very, very nice play by China.
Yeah, the double hook composition. Wonder Woman plus Grak. And man, here you see a little poke in the jungle. China being very aggressive now. Now that they do have this early.
They have to win early in mid game. If they do not, and they let Violet scale, they're going to be in a world of hurt later. So this is exactly what they need to do here. They've taken the first Abyssal Dragon. They need to start converting towers now. In the last game, they got 2 towers in 3 minutes. China has not gotten any towers right now, so that is not looking good for China, in my opinion, because we know how good they are at taking towers.
And right now, you see China trying to push them out of their jungle here. Oh my gosh, what a juke! How did they avoid that? That was crazy.
Wow, that was insane.
It's like a magic trick.
Just a sidestep, man. You got to sidestep. You know, it's like when you play against a Slims or a Crack, you don't move in a straight line. You move in a straight line, your ass can get pulled. You got to sidestep it. You got to zigzag.
Yeah, Yuzhan getting chunked down very low there, using his Shadow Blade. Get out. But you can see
look at this pull here. Whoa! Man, it's Irie. Irie's a ninja.
Yeah,
She's
that's
just
right.
A ninja.
She didn't even use her Shadow Dash though. She's like, I'll just walk. It's a slow chain.
And look at it. China is really good at this. Mungie does this every single time. He always cuts the wave and then lets the wave push onto tower, and then they push and collapse onto that tower.
Yep, that's definitely what's happening right now in the top lane. A lot of action going down up there, and oh my goodness, Yuzhan in trouble. Gonna go down Ichen again. Ichen getting fed up. This is exactly what you need.
Yeah, Junjun wasted his Word Devour. He did not.
Oh, get over here.
Oh my goodness, that pull was amazing.
Oh my gosh, this is not looking for TPE right now. That was a beautiful chain there. And again, Ichen is getting all the kills on that Rourke.
Yeah, that was a good pull. However, Junjun, you wasted your Word Devour there. You Word Devoured the grass. So just make sure you take it a little easier on Grak here. You could have made a bigger play when you had that up in some of these fights. They're going to take the top tower here. So again, Mungie doing such a good job split pushing that wave, and then they just rotate to collapse.
Yeah, right now they're going in 3-on-4 here. This is not a good look for China. And oh boy, Mungie, can you get out of here? I don't think it's going to happen. He's getting hit by everything right now. And that's going to be going to Neil this time. And that is not the person you want to give the kill to.
Yeah, that was crazy. Complete over positioning here. And he's pulling Benny again. Yep. That's not who you want to pull. But Mungie is just over positioning there and just going in there trying to steal the red. I don't think trying to steal the red golem is worth one of the deaths here. So China, again, playing so uncharacteristic.
Yeah, very odd, but you know, we've seen this so many times so far, right? China has the early game lead. What's the odds they get a hold of it for the rest of the game? That's the question here. If I was China, I feel like we got to push. We got to get this game over as soon as possible.
Enough. They need to be 5K go. They need to get a 1,000 gold ahead for every minute here to really punish the early and mid game. But look at that. Chinese Taipei is going to come right back in because Violet's starting to get her damage out of him. She's finished her tier. Look at that dodge. Wow, so close of a pull.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei very good at dodging, but oh my goodness, the stuns all coming out, and look at Violet putting out this damage on Ichen and 98K.
Yeah, look at Yuzhan. He's going to fall to Mungie here.
Woo, beautiful stuff. Oh man, and Benny now. Look at them. Chinese Taipei just rotating, getting that bottom tower as well.
Yeah, both these side laners are playing so aggressive and over positioning. They're just dying and not being able to convert any of these deaths into anything meaningful for them. So they got to be careful with the positioning.
Yeah, Ichen very low here. Got to be careful. They do have Mungie though. He does have his Angelic Splendor up. And oh man, great hook again. This time it's on wins though. And when trying to escape, he's very low though. He's gonna fall to non-one, but big fight, and oh my goodness, everyone is starting to drop. China's in big trouble now. Neil gets another one. This time he gets Ichen, and oh my god, is Benny gonna go down? No. Benny takes out Mengji instead.
Yeah, that was huge. The way they lined up, Neil was just doing so much damage, getting so much AoE. This is why you got to be careful with how you position his Violet. Because if you're on top of each other, Violet gets... Oh, wow, look at this engage from 9AK.
Not a good idea.
Wow.
And that's an ace.
Star just comes just in time there to secure that kill. Look at Neil's health bar, a sliver of health. But that's the first ace, I think, in the World Cup. Amazing play there for Chinese Taipei. They got to be feeling good right now.
Yeah, and you see Uzan there dashing out of there. Boy, oh boy, that was a huge swing.
Yeah, massive first ace for Chinese Taipei there. Neil again on his Violet. The way that China is positioning, he's getting so much value, hitting 2 targets at once with that damage. This is what makes Violet so good. We just forgot about how strong Violet is, and she's showing back up here in force in this World Cup here.
And this time Junjun gets the pull on Star. There you go. But Star's gonna Fox Leap out of there.
Oh my god, that's what makes Leon so good to be able to dodge. She just needs to get out of there, Star. Star, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness, Benny gonna fall, Wynn's gonna fall as well. China turning things back around in their favor. Can they rotate back to the Dragon? It's gonna reset, so they're not gonna be able to get it. And now Neil trying to play defense. Uzan trying to clean up right after him. And that's gonna be a dead non-one. Uzan, can you get out though? Not gonna be able to escape. And Neil takes out Junjun as well. Ichen running for his life now. Neil in pursuit.
Neil, you're greedy.
Oh my god, he's so greedy. Wow, look at him though. He's still alive.
Tactical fire roll away, but he is gonna fall with the lasso and the balance. Yeah, he's gonna fall right there.
He almost made it out. Star was coming back to help out too.
Man, but these teams, they just love to fight. They just want to fight constantly. But wow, Yuzan made such a great play in the Ari there. Shadow dashing in and casting ultimate that landed on 3 people, securing the kill and allowing them to get 2 kills for that. And then Neil just being way too greedy on his Violet, chasing Ichen.
I mean, Neil has 4 kills right now. You see Ichen, he's also got 4 kills. And even down there on 9AK, the Wonder Woman has 4 kills.
Yeah, look at this though. Ichen is ahead of Neil though. This is not what you want. Ichen is level 12. He's about to turn level 13. And look beautiful. At that. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you want to do. Beautiful roll to power. And Non-One gets the kill off of it. And now Star with that blinding light and Junjun. Not the person you want to slow down either. They're in pursuit though.
Yeah, look at the damage onto Ichen there. They got to protect this wave. Nice dodge of the hook. But it's so funny watching Benny play against his opponent, Junjun. They don't like each other. They're constantly pulling each other, hitting each other. It's hilarious to watch both of these supports fight each other.
Yeah, and right now you see China trying to rotate up this top half of the map. They've got the Zenial down in the bot lane, so they have plenty of time. And oh my god, look at Junjun tank 230,000 damage during the playoffs alone. But right now he's taking way more damage, maybe too much damage. Junjun gonna fall. And oh my goodness, Chinese Taipei starting to turn things around again.
Yeah, they gotta combo together. I feel like sometimes Junjun gets these plays and there's not enough follow-up and not allowed the combo, or 9AK gets a nice play. They have to work together in combo. China needs to play more in sync, because this isn't uncharacteristic. They're a team that rotates. They're famous for their 4-man rotations and ganks and getting tower and pushing objectives. And right now, they're just playing super uncharacteristic with their rotation and their team fighting.
Yeah, it's very odd. I mean, pressure definitely getting to them. You see Uzan here pushing out Mengji, but he's so tanky. It's going to be hard to get anything done with them.
Yeah, assassins like Ari don't work too well into a tanky hero like the Zenial there. Ari wants to get onto someone squishy like a Tulin, for example. And even the Rourke. The Rourke, look at the damage items from Violet versus Rourke here. Rourke is fed at 6.9k, 5 kills on him. Ichen, they need to make plays because it's going to start to get into late game. And once Violet and Liliana scale, they're going to have a really hard time winning these team fights.
And they're jumping on Ichen now, but he turns it around on Uzan. And just in time, the Angelic Splendor comes in to save him. Neil running for his life. But oh my gosh, Benny this time getting pulled in. And is that what they want to do? They're going to dive in on Benny. They're going to get Benny too. China turning things around. 2 down. Will they get a third? They're going in for the tower here. Trying to get Star as well. Star leaping away though. And China, beautiful turn. Get 2 towers and 2 kills.
Massive there. Yuzan just being over eager and over aggressive again. They dodges the pull there. But Yuzan, that was not a good play for your team there.
Yeah, Wynn's getting destroyed and a beautiful hook. Junjun making plays right now.
Yeah, this is massive for China there. That's exactly what they needed to capitalize on a mistake by the over-aggression of Yuzhan there and turning that into 4 kills. And now look at the lead that they're getting here as well. Look at the goal differential.
Yeah, absolutely crazy stuff. 4 kills, 3 towers. That's the way you got to do it. Spirit Sentinel coming up in 13 seconds. They might even try to convert this into a Dark Slayer, and they're already halfway there. Going to be an easy Dark Slayer for them.
This is why late game mistakes like that you do will cost you. That costed them 3 towers, a Dark Slayer, 4 deaths. That was not worth the play that Chinese Taipei did. Once Yuzhan died, they just need to back off and stop the bleeding, but they still try to engage. And they need to be careful there. They're going to take the Abyssal Dragon here, though, to try to stay in this game. Because right now, they are very behind. Ichen is level 15 already.
Yeah, the Ichen. I mean, Uzan dove in under him very deep in the jungle, and Ichen just turned around and blasted him. That was ridiculous. Up close. You don't want to be that close to Rourke.
No, you don't. He gets maximum value from his scatter shot. He's going to pierce your armor. The more he stacks onto you, the more damage he's going to do. That's exactly what Rourke wants to do. And they're just kind of letting China take away this mid game and late game here. And Yuzhan again being so aggressive. Irie does not work well into a tank like Zenio. He built so much defense on himself.
Yeah, now 3-on-3 to get this high ground tower. There's a bracelet of submission, and Wins now getting so low. We've met this so many times before, and now Benny gonna fall as well. Star, you're gonna make it out. Got a Fox out of there. High ground tower in trouble, and finally the rest of Chinese Taipei showing up to try to defend it, but that tower should be down here, and that'll be the first high ground tower for China.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see the aggressiveness. They have Dark Slayer, so you got to be careful here. Just clear the wave out. Don't try to fight them. Wow.
Yeah, barely gets out of there. 2 down, 17 seconds on this respawn.
Yeah, China wants to end the game now.
They need to. If they let this go longer, I'm really scared for them. And they're trying to get in there. And look at the damage coming from Neil in the back, though. Neil taking him out. Star, can they get Neil? Neil is going to drop, and that should be the game. China getting on the board. 2 games to 1. We got a series.
Yeah, we got a series, guys. This is exactly what China needed to do. Now look at them. They're not as sad. Their hopes are up. They're still in it. They're like, sorry, Chinese Taipei, we are not going home just yet. And now you look at Chinese Taipei, they're like, uh-oh, what just happened? We had that game. We could have won that game. Yuzhan, though, a little over-aggressive. Neo not smiling, not laughing as much this time.
Yeah, he's still smiling. It's faded a little, though. It went from laughter to a smile.
Perfect word. Faded a little bit there. But they had that game.
They really did. And China, man, they really stole it after that one little overextension.
Yeah.
Give me all these kills, give me all these towers, we'll push up.
Yeah, that one overextension, they basically fed into a lost cause. They gave over 4 deaths, 3 towers, Dark Slayer, and then the goat just swung 5,000 over to the side of China. But look at the damage. Look at Ichen. He was just fed, making plays on this Rourke. I mean, this guy playing a phenomenal Rourke. I doubted the Rourke pick, but man, he proved me wrong.
Yeah, you see that beautiful lasso and hook combination early in the game. And Junjun, his devil chains were on point this game. We gave him a little crap about it before, but man, he really made up for himself.
Yeah, we wonder if China can do the reverse sweep. But look at it. That was the overextension there. They should have just ran away and backed off. Instead of trying to hang around, get pulled again, they got to be careful. Look at China. Their spirits are up. This is exactly what they needed. And you can tell Yuzhan's like, man, I made a mistake there.
A couple.
My bad, team. My bad.
Yeah, and look at the post-game breakdown on screen. Much better for China this time around. Just significant gold advantage compared to that last game. And how the things were going when that started off even.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised though. Chinese Taipei is definitely coming into form, but China too. This is going to be an exciting series.
Yeah, I'm so curious if we're going to see the Zenial allowed on the board again. I feel like that's always been the key for China. When they had the Zenial on the board, they're back. But of course, you guys see us again. I'm Rip, and I'm joined, of course, by Sweet J. And man, we have a series on our hand. 2-1 right now in favor of Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, Munji again, he played solo. He was cutting the wave. He basically shut down Yuzhan a multi. He won a 1v1 against Yuzhan as well. I feel like Yuzhan played just a little too overly aggressive as the Ninja Irie there and really put himself and his team in a few bad spots.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times we've seen Yuzhan where he's in that top lane or he's in that bottom, he's getting split push, he's doing a fantastic job, and then he swings in really late to the team fights, just cleans up what he gets left. But this time he was really engaging very early, trying to be an initiator almost.
Yeah, exactly. And the key for a ninja is an assassin is you want to wait until they use a lot of their abilities. So once those abilities aren't up, you can just go in and take an easy kill onto the marksman target that you want. So he did that a few times, but China was able to react and catch him off guard because he was going in without his team, and it's not what you want to do.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic out of Yuzan right there.
Yeah, I'm wondering now what Chinese Taipei is going to do because, again, China, they have the better early game, but they can't close the late game. Chinese Taipei has the better late game, but they lose the early game. But that just shows you late game is when it all matters. You make that one mistake, and Chinese Taipei made that mistake this game, right? In the other games, they were able to capitalize on the mistakes of China and win the first 2 games. But this game 3, they made the mistake, overextended, and then gave the game over to China and gave China the much needed win they need to stay in this. And this might go to a full best of 5 because you allowed a team that was down and tilted to come back.
Exactly. And, you know, as I mentioned before, China had lost 5 out of the last 6 games or whatever it was. And they just felt like, all right, now's the time. You know, if they can put it together, then they can make something happen. They definitely did that.
Yeah, but Neo was one of the heroes we saw. We saw his amazing slims, his awesome Vada as well. He is one of the high damage heroes players in the World Cup here. You can see his current stats at the start of today, 39 kills to his name. He loves to get and secure these kills, 25% damage for his team, and a kill participation of 74%.
I mean, we know he had like 10 kills in just the other game, so he's well over 50 kills at this point. Neil having a fantastic showing here just today.
Yeah, and you saw he was smiling, and his spirits are up, and I think he played much, much better against China than he played against Korea. So it's great to see, you know, Chinese Taipei coming back to life here because we know how good this team is. We saw them dominate and play, and this is their chance to stay in the World Cup and not get eliminated.
Yeah, I was so disappointed by their first game when they lost to Korea 3-0. I was like, this is not the Chinese Taipei I'm used to seeing. You know, and then they came back this set, and I was like, all right, this is them. They're back now.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Chinese Taipei they won the Asian International Championship back in November 2017. So they're not only playing for that pride, but also for their region. Because if they don't make it through this stage here, they all get knocked out. And that's not what Chinese Taipei wants to do. They are very well known in their home region, so they want to make sure they carry it all the way.
What do you think about Benny, actually? Or 98K?
Yeah, 98K, he was a playmaker. This guy on Wonder Woman, we have not seen Wonder Woman really make too many plays, but he is able to land such good lassos. You can see his stats here.
Yeah, you can see 98K. You're talking about the lassos. 10, 10, and 53 assists. That is exactly what you want to see. And man, oh man, for a side lane, that's pretty good participation as well. 56.76. You know, it's not great, but you know, you expect to be in the side lane most of the game.
Yeah, 98K, he can play so many different heroes in side lane. He doesn't overly position like we see Yuzan do or Munchie do. So he's a much more conservative side laner. He looks for the right picks, and that's exactly what he did with Wonder Woman, getting these awesome lassos, these great braces of submission, landing his stuns, and making plays on this Wonder Woman. And it's great to see her back into the meta because we have not seen a lot of Wonder Woman lately at all.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I wanted to ask you about Benny because we haven't seen Benny be Benny today. You know, I feel like today he's just been a little bit off.
Yeah, I mean, his Grak was, you know, turned up a little bit in game 2. We saw him get some nice pulls. We're starting to see Benny come back to his full form. But Benny and Neo was the combo that we saw a lot of during the World Cup. They were just so amazing together. And I feel like both these teams, China and Chinese Taipei, I feel like their team fight has been kind of all over the map. There's a clear lack of focus, honestly, from both teams and how they're team fighting. They basically are reacting to the other team and not focusing their target onto one source.
Yeah, it's very clear to compare that when you look at the teams like Thailand and Korea who had their victories earlier today. It's a stark contrast between the two of them. You see the bans coming out here. The Zenial, the first ban out of Chinese Taipei. They really feel like that is what cost them the last game. Also getting the Omen ban. On the other side, we got Superman and Arum.
Yeah, Teamy being taken off. Now, it's going to come down to, you're going to ban the Chognar again? You're going to ban the Grak? Are you going to give Benny his Grak again? Because you lost against Benny's Grak in game 2. So let's see. I think Grak would be a good ban. Force Chinese Taipei to take that Lindis. Oh, they're going to ban Chognar instead. And Chinese Taipei, they're not going to take the Grak. They're going to go ahead and pick up the Malik.
Yeah, we haven't seen a Malik yet in this series. So finally it's going to come out, and it's going to be for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, again, Chinese Taipei is going to want Alice here. So China can pick up the Grak. because Grak is going to be a great support character into the Malice Alice combo. But Chinese Taipei, they play Malik Alice so well. So let's see if China, are they going to go for the Irie Scud pick, or they're going to go with Scud and Grak? I think Scud and Grak would make the most sense because that is so much CCs. Scud offers 2 CCs, right? Grak offers 2. That is a strong draft, and they're going to go with that. Now that leaves Alice open for Chinese Taipei here, but they don't need to pick the Alice. They can secure the Violet. Hopefully they pick the Violet, not the Lindis here, because if they pick Lindis, they're going to leave Violet open for China, or even a Finnick, a potential Finnick pick as well for Chen.
Right, but we've seen that Violet take out that Fennec as well, so
yeah,
I don't think
absolutely.
they're very concerned about that. And at this point, are they thinking about the Alice here?
No, they should take Tulin. Deny Nan1 is Tulin. Don't give him his Tulin. He's going to pick Tulin every single time.
He always gets the Tulin though, right? Nobody ever even tries to challenge it.
No, they don't. They don't. And his Tulin is godlike. It's just crazy. Out of this level. I mean, and they're some of the best Tulin players at the World Cup, and the way he plays Tulin just makes them not as good and not the same level as he is. So they're going to go ahead and take the Krix here and give the Tulin over to Nan1.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, they don't have to pick the Tulin right now. I wonder what they're going to go with here. Oh, maybe they will go to Tulin right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, come on, it's Nan1.
I mean, they could pick
What else
last
are you gonna
though,
pick
right?
for
They
him?
could pick whatever here they don't want the other guys to want potentially.
Yeah, that's true. But Alice will probably be picked up by Chinese Taipei. Ooh, they're gonna pick their Rourke. They want a heavy engage comp, which could work well here. You know, Rourke does have his ultimate determination, which allows him to not remove that CC, so they can keep going if Alice casts at his fit. But instead, they might go with the Mina here.
Yeah, I think
and see how the draft is gonna play out.
I was gonna say I think the Rourke might be a little scary of a pick right now, because last game he happened to get fed very early and it worked out for them. But this time he's not gonna have the Zenial behind him to help him out. I'm questioning it a little bit.
Yeah, last game they weren't as ahead, but he was fed. He did farm more than Neo did. So Chen was ahead on the Rourke, and in that one play Yuzon did late game that cost him, Chen then took away with Rourke and won the game there. So Violet being picked up with Mina there. They have an interesting composition. They need to protect the Violet. And of course, China's going to pick a heavy dive composition, a very similar composition that they had last game that they won with, actually. This is a very similar composition. So honestly, China might be able to take this 4th game here against Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, I really like if they do stick it out with this Wonder Woman pick. We saw, you know, the lasso plus the Devil Chains combinations coming out of China, both of them being so effective. You can have a Scud behind that to try to displace afterwards, and if it works around and do some damage, especially with Nan1 there with the Tulin, sounds like a great team composition for you. And if you look over the Chinese Taipei side, you know, they're picking up that Mina again. I think that Mina is meant specifically to get hooked by Jun so she can land that Dark Dominion. We saw that work to great effect for them in the first couple games. So I'm really very interested to see if that's how this plays out.
The one thing though, we know Malik is so good into Wonder Woman. Malik actually beats Wonder Woman in solo lane and can out pressure her. So let's see if they're going to match that up, or they're going to switch lanes to avoid that mismatch.
Yeah, they should definitely try to switch lanes on it, swap it around. You've mentioned so many times that Malik versus Wonder Woman is just a terrible idea. We saw it in action earlier in the quarterfinals, I believe it was, but the teams are locked now.
I like the Malik pick too because he's so tanky. He lands his cleave and his Soul Eater. He gets so much barrier. He just needs to stand in front of Rourke and stand in front of Chen, because Rourke's scatter shot and his abilities, they don't go through. So if he cannot get onto Violet and he's getting blocked,
right,
and not able to land that scatter shot onto Violet, that's going to allow Violet to basically survive long enough to respond to Rourke diving onto her. So Wynn's positioning on this Malik is going to be absolutely critical into a Rourke composition.
Yeah, so there you have the full lineup. Of course, the first time we're seeing Malik come out here in this series. The series, of course, 2-1, Chinese Taipei up over China. China facing elimination still. 1 loss, and they are out of the tournament.
Yeah, this is do or die for sure. And China winning that last game was huge. Just absolutely massive for them from a mental standpoint, because it's going to raise their spirits. They can potentially take this game 4 because they've just won with Rourke. They won with a very similar composition, so they can just completely just continue to play the game that they just won with and take it away here and make it a best of 5.
And here we go, kicking things off. Game number 4. And again, both teams starting off so passive. I'm so curious about why some games they're like, yeah, let's all invade, let's chill this time around. You know, it's not even dependent on the heroes that they choose.
Junjun's trying to get a pull on his blue, but Benny's like, hey, I'm right here.
Yeah, I'm
right in front of the blue golem for you. Pull me instead. And Junjun has to back off.
And of course, this time Yuzon back on that Irie, which he put in so much work with in the first game of the series.
Yeah, and there you see that Malik is matched up against the Scud there. So that's really smart for China because they know that Malik can easily beat a Wonder Woman. And they're going to go ahead and take this farm. And nice take by Mungie there.
Yeah, nice little poke out of wins, but a great little steal there from Mungie. And now you see Chinese Taipei rotating and trying to get what's left. The golem is resetting. Going to get a little assistance to make sure they get it quicker this time.
Yeah, the key here is Yuzon. He's on Ari again. Last game, he overextended, so I'd love to see Yuzon tone that down just a little bit there. Don't put your teammates in a bad position. And make sure you go in at the right moment, not too early and not too late.
They see China rotating down. We're at a minute 30, another 30 seconds before that Abyssal Dragon starts. Or spawns, I should say.
Yeah, one thing I love about China, they have such good river control. They're constantly have river dominance, and that allows them to basically put pressure onto objectives and gives them that vision. And as a result, they can get these key ganks that they always do and take these towers in terms of rotations. Because right now, the Abyssal Dragon is going to be spawning very soon. Look at their positioning. They have dragon control. They have dragon control of the map.
And right now, they're going to let Chinese Taipei start this. Mungie a little bit scared, out of position. Just a leash on it, get it out of position, reset. And look at China right now. They're repositioning in there.
Oh, look at Yuzon there. He's going to cut the wave, but he's got to get out here. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, luckily, I think he saw the rest of China was down here at this dragon. And oh man, Chinese Taipei trying to contest right now.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei has got their number on China. They know China always wants to get to the objective here, and let's see if they're able to steal it away.
Yeah, they're going in. Here comes the Moonfall, and the dragon is going to go to China this time. And oh man, the damage though coming out of top of them. Can they make it out here? They are also low. The Mischief puts Ichan solo. He's going to be first blood for Benny.
Star was the absolute monster in that engage. He got a beautiful Moonfall in Nature's Wrath, knocking up two people, Ichan especially, and then securing the kill onto Ichan. This guy is such an amazing Crixie there. Mechanical god on Crixie.
Yeah, this time Chinese Taipei definitely has their characters that they want, the heroes that they want on their players. And look at this. Right now, the pop of Furious Charge wins in big trouble right now, but he's barely going to make it out.
The heal comes just in time, and look at that. And INAK gets out of position, trying to get a kill on that one.
Ichan jumped right into a Moonfall right now, and he's going to be taken out by Neil.
That is not looking good for China right now. Chinese Taipei just answering in kind with the aggression. But wow, Star on this Crixie is making plays left and right, doing such a good job of landing these Nature's Wraths. It's huge.
Yeah, we were talking so much about Neil these last few games, but Star really stepping it up in this game. And Mungie, he wants to win so bad. He can't get him. Gets the displacement. Furious Charge as well, maybe to get out of here. Benny gonna chase.
There's no pull from Benny there. No death hit's going to pull him back into there. But that is very risky from Mungie. But you see Mungie there constantly winning his side lane. I've been so impressed with how he plays this Scud here. He's been doing such a good job winning side lane against Yuzon. Now he's facing off against Wins and now winning the side lane against Wins as well. This is really good for China. They need to take advantage of this and make sure they can convert this into an objective. Because when China does not take objective early game, they really, really struggle the rest of the game.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we mentioned it. You know, China usually has this early game lead. Here comes the shock. They're going to go into Mungie hard now. Moonfall's coming behind it. But oh my gosh, Junjun getting popped up. But these are very tanky heroes. It's going to be hard to take them down.
Yeah, definitely. Both Mungie and Junjun there. Level 6, level 5, pretty tanky. But they're going to force this tower here. And China's going to lose the bot tower, which is going to open up dragon side map control to Chinese Taipei.
And they are, in fact, going to get the tower. That is the first tower of the game. Chinese Taipei off to a great start.
This is not looking good. Almost every other game, China has taken a tower first. But now Chinese Taipei has taken the first tower, and that's massive.
Yeah, and again, another Moonfall. Junjun in trouble, but look at Star. Neil gets down by Junjun. Junjun very low. He's going to walk away. The beautiful rotation rotation, and Nanwan taking out Star.
Man, I was poking fun at Junjun on his Grak, but he completely turns around, gets a beautiful pull, and that World Devour hitting all 3 members of Chinese Taipei. That was a massive play by Junjun there, making up for his Grak misplays in the previous games and really showing us that he can play this Grak.
Yeah, China answering back now, getting that bottom tower and the Abyssal Dragon. This is starting to turn things around. Now we're about even again.
Yeah, Yuzon there, able to push out 9AK. Oh, the flicker comes just in time. Yuzon, a little over-aggressive. He got pulled there. He would have been put in a really bad position.
Oh, yeah. Irie, definitely a squishier hero. Would have been underneath that tower. Would not have been a good look. And here we go. Back to the mid now. See everyone back, kind of resetting, taking a break. And oh man, Mungji here looking for your charge. Just missed it. Dead side. Get back over here. Dark Green, walk with me to my teammate here. Star, put him into some moonball.
Mischief went the wrong direction there.
Oh man, Junjun, but no one's around.
Yeah,
Not
no
one.
one's there. They got a combo.
Oh, here comes the shot now. Junjun's gonna be in trouble. Ichen's behind and not one as well. They can put a lot of damage out here, but just gonna disengage. Smart choice.
Again, both teams playing a little, making some mistakes there. No follow-up. China needs to stop doing this. I mean, last game, they had the same issue. They have to combo and work together. Focus one target, one team, do one thing. That's literally what they need to tell each other right now. Because if they do that, they can easily win a lot of these team fights against Chinese Taipei. Because Chinese Taipei, their positioning has been pretty bad.
Oh man, 3-1 and dive on 9AK. He's getting pulled in, dead side on him as well. 9AK, he's so tanky, he's trying to get out of there. He's finally got the back from Junjun Ichen. Can he get out of there? He's barely gonna walk away. And now Wins in big trouble here. Wins is so low. And not one coming back. Star gets the kill at Mungji though. And Benny gonna fall as well. Oh my god, get over here! China turning things around.
That's insane. As soon as I talk about the team focusing on one target, they do exactly that, and that's how you play Arena of Valor, folks.
Oh boy,
look at this. Yuzon, what are you doing?
He's trying to clean up. He saw them all low, but look at that, the ace.
Chinese Taipei gets the ace last game, and now China gets their first ace this game. Boy, do we have a series for you guys there. But this is exactly what China needs to do here. They are back in this, not only this game, but this entire series with that ace, with that team fight focus. They need to keep doing that because they can take this game away easily if they keep this up and keep punishing Chinese Taipei. That over positioning, they can definitely win Game 4 and take us to Game 5.
Yes, that was beautiful stuff. 3-man dive on 9AK, and he's 5 just long enough for his teammates to arrive and help him out. It's beautiful escape, and I can't believe they all stayed alive. That was just fantastic play and perfect rotation from China.
Yeah, 9AK, they're surviving just long. We forget how tanky Wonder Woman is. She can dish out damage and take a lot of damage. It's exactly what 9AK did. He lived so long, allowed his entire team to rotate and collapse onto Chinese Taipei. That was such a decisive fight for China, especially when they were behind. They lost the first tower. Look at it. Now they're taking objectives. They're exerting much more map control. They're going to jump on this.
Determination time. Look at him chunking Yuzon and Ichen. He's starting to get ahead. 5 and 2 and 3 right now.
Yuzon, your number has been called. You cannot split push like you've done in the GCS, in the Garena League there that you are known for. You gotta be careful. You gotta watch out. It's just look at the map control. Who has map control across the map? If your team is losing map control, you cannot split push because if you do, you will get collapsed on.
Yeah, very well played by China right now. And right now they're just swinging through the jungle. Maybe another team fight brewing. They're well positioned. Give me this blue golem. That's ours.
Yeah, Junjun, impressive on this Grak here. I'm really surprised at how well he's playing this Grak. So,
and you can see 9AK just trading down there while they get that Dark Slayer. Now they've got that 30% magic damage and attack damage boost for a whole 90 seconds.
Yeah, look at it. They're about almost 5k gold ahead of Chinese Taipei. This could not be a better comeback for China right now.
Yeah, impressive stuff. Maybe this should be their strategy. You know, forget winning the early game. Let's just win the later game.
Yeah, I mean, it's all team fight. I mean, the reason why they lost against Thailand because Thailand is just a better team at team fighting. China needs to team fight better. They need to combo. They need to focus better because their objective game is amazing. So if China fixes their issue with team fight and combos, they can be the world championship team that we thought they are.
Yeah, 9AK is doing such a great job of outspacing these Cleaves from wins here. Like, not a good matchup as you've talked about, but he's doing a really good job against
Yuzon again, putting himself in a really tough spot. He's going to try to run away, but look at the chase on the other side of the map there. He's going to fall again.
Wow.
To the same duo, Munji and Ichen there. Yuzhan's got to be careful. They're going to push down this bottom lane and potentially take the tier 2 bottom tower.
Yeah, I think they have definitely caught on to something here with Yuzhan, and they've definitely been picking them apart. Now, 3 people again on 9AK. Are they going to chase this time? Definitely not. But look at the great push right here from China on the bottom lane.
Yeah, if you want to split push like that, you need your team to put pressure on the other side of the map. If there's no pressure anywhere on the map and you're split pushing by yourself, you will get collapsed on and you will die and give up your tower.
That power glove doing tons of damage to these towers. And look at this, China starting to run away with the game all of a sudden. Almost a 7,000 gold lead here at the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, that is massive for China there. They are in the lead, and when they're in the lead, they will shove those objectives right down your throat. Look at that. They have taken 3 towers in less than 30 seconds, and potentially this can be a 4th tower.
Oh, Yuzhan, what's happening? He's so low, and now a moonfall. They're trying to get Ichen. Ichen very low, having to retreat here. They're going to hold on to that high ground tower, but the bottom one's still extremely low. And no death for China on that one.
Yeah, but
Scary.
look at how fed he is. 7.3k on Ichen, 7.8k on Nanwan. He has almost 4 tier 3 items completed. He will have his 4th pretty soon. And that means Tulin is, there we go. That means Tulin's going to do massive amounts of damage. He has the Arctic Orb now, which means he can just jump in, make plays, turn on the Endure, and basically distract the enemy team from trying to kill him.
This game has been so interesting. You know, Neil and Star have really been silenced as we are here in game number 4. China really pressing ahead here, trying to close out this game. Yeah, another dragon.
This might be our very first 5-game series here. That's going to be insane. It could not be closer because everything is on the line, folks. If you lose this series, you go home and you no longer have any dreams or aspirations of becoming the Arena of Valor World Champion.
Well, look out. Here goes the first high ground tower and the pull by Junjun. And here we go. 1 down. And now, oh my God, Moji just got deleted. Neil being pushed out of here, though. He's trying to run around. Another pull from Yuzhan. The shot comes out. The fight's going down. Yuzhan's going to get dropped. Wins, you're in big trouble. Junjun spacing out, but Win's going to fall as well. 4 down. And China looking good. They're going to just take some time and get this high ground tower.
They got the Siege Minion pushing down mid here. Then another wave pushing down bot. This is going to be their game to win. They're going to take us to a full best of 5 series, folks. And do we have a series on our hands?
It's all tied up. 2 games apiece. Chinese Taipei versus China.
That was insane. We just saw them get 2-0'd by Chinese Taipei. All hope was gone, and they come right back. But Neil, he's smiling here. He's like, we got this, guys. We're going to get this 5th game. 5 games, the first 5th game of the Arena of Valor World Cup. Which team is going to move on, and which team is going to go home?
Absolutely incredible stuff. So look at Ichen, 7-2, but Nanwan 6-0-5 gets the MVP for this round. And man, what happened? What happened to Chinese Taipei? Look at Yuzhan, 4 deaths on his team.
Yeah, it was critical there. Honestly, they just comboed better. It happened in the top lane there when Junjun got a beautiful pull and how they collapsed onto Chinese Taipei. They got 4 kills, and then the ace, Yuzhan, for some reason, wanted to get these kills and gave over the ace to China, and then they fell behind 5,000 gold at that moment, and that's when the game just went away for China, I mean.
Yeah, most definitely. And here it was. I mean, this is what
that was it right there. That was massive, that ace. And Yuzhan constantly getting killed twice by himself in the bottom lane there.
Yeah,
gotta be careful.
Mengji and Ichen kept on rotating down to him. And whenever they saw he was alone, they're like, all right, let's jump him right now. 2-on-1, we got him.
Look at Yuzhan here. He looks like he's losing hope. He's fading away. And we know that when he carries his team, he wins his side lane. Chinese Taipei does so in every single game that he does not perform. Chinese Taipei has lost.
Exactly. And, you know, Chinese Taipei, they started off that game strong. They were up 3-0. And it looked like everything was going fine for them. You know, we always thought China, they always win the early game, lose the late game. But that time, they made that impressive comeback, kept catching Yuzhan out, and they just got all the towers.
Yeah, and honestly, China has been just team fighting so much better. There's no more of that split focus that we saw them do. As long as they can focus as a unit, where everyone focuses the same target, they will win this matchup. Because Chinese Taipei, their positioning has been really weird. They've been overly positioned, getting caught out, trying to go in and get kills, or when they do have one of their teammates die. They're still trying to force the fight, and then just causing 1 kill that leads into four deaths. That is not good for your team. And then basically from those 4 deaths, you give up 3 towers. You give up complete map control. You lose a Dark Slayer, and that's not how you want to go down. And I feel like Chinese Taipei, they need to play a little more conservative, because their over-aggression and their bad positioning has been really, really punishing against them.
Yeah, they've just, these small mistakes are really starting to add up for them. And now I'm so curious about how this pick ban phase is going to go. This is the first time, as you mentioned, that we've been to a Game 5 here at the Arena of Valor World Cup. And look at China. They are all smiles now.
Yeah,
everyone's happy over there.
We saw Chinese Taipei smiling, or their coach is smiling now. There's no arguing, looks like. Yeah. Chinese Taipei going to be the blue side again. Let's see if the draft will change up. I feel like it's going to be the same drafts that we saw. Yep, Zenio being banned, and they're going to take away Omen. Superman's going to be banned here. RM's going to be banned next.
I'm so curious about why China didn't take the blue side.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I guess they won, right? The loser gets the pick side?
Yeah, so let's see how the draft is going to play it now. It's going to be the same draft. And again, the drafts have been fine. I just feel like who's better at focusing in these team fights? And Chinese Taipei, they need to stop mispositioning. I think that's punished them way too much. And then when you have a death, don't feed more deaths, because it's going to cause you to lose so many more objectives. They're going to ban away the Rourke, because they lost against Rourke twice. So that's a very smart change in bans here that I do like Chinese Taipei doing.
I like the idea. I would prefer they just take the Grak off of Junjun and give it a Benny.
Yeah, but Junjun hasn't played Grak well in the first 2 games. He played it better now in this recent game. But they can first pick Grak. They need to first pick Grak. I don't know why they first picked Malik, because I feel like Malik just didn't do much in that last game. They love Malik on their team, and I feel like Malik has not been as effective as a Grak has. Benny on Grak is just amazing. They need to say Grak right now.
And look at this interesting ban.
Oh, Omen's up.
Yeah, Omen is up. China tried to bait him out of it and say, hey, did you guys forget about Omen? They're like, we did not forget about Omen.
That's huge, because now Yuzon can do whatever he wants on his lane. Omen is just the most dominant side laner in the game right now.
Yeah, interesting choice there. China banning out the Chognar, leaving Omen on the board, so Yuzon gonna get that Omen. I don't know if we've seen Yuzon use Omen, though. That's something we've definitely seen out of, I believe, Mungji.
Yeah, let's see what's going to happen here, because this is it, guys. This is the last game that will decide who will move forward and who will go home, and the hopes and dreams of being an Arena of Valor World Champion will be gone once they lose this last game here.
And Grak and Scud getting picked up by China. We've mentioned that time and time again. Beautiful CC combination there.
Yeah, that's a great CC. And Malik being picked up again here. I wonder if they're going to pick up the Alice, or they're going to pick up the Crixie and put Crixie back onto Star here, because we saw how well Star played Crixie here. This is going to be the most important ban draft they've ever done in their entire lives. And they're going to go with Mina.
Oh, boy. I mean, I wouldn't go with Mina, but, you know, they're the professionals.
Yeah, definitely. They are the pros, and hopefully Mina is going to work for them, because we saw how Benny played the Mina, but I feel like Mina, I don't know, it hasn't been that consistent during the World Cup. And there we go. Pick up the Alice combo. This is what they're known for. Benny is a monster on Alice. He basically does prediction sunshine stuns that just predict enemy movement and lands it every single time, it seems like. So this is a great draft for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, this is the best draft they've had so far. We haven't seen the Alice out of Benny in quite some time. And here it is. Benny, though, you know, he's been a little bit inconsistent himself today. So hopefully he shows up for this final game of the series.
Yeah, we cannot, again, underestimate. So much is on the line. They have to pick their best picks. Nan1, of course, is going to be on that too. And he carried that last game. This is do or die for China there. This is a reverse sweep. If they win this game, it is going to be a reverse sweep. That's going to be the first reverse sweep we've seen in the semifinals there, because normally the team that loses the first 2 games normally will lose the entire best of 5. So for China to come back here, look, they're putting all their players on their best heroes.
Oh,
except for maybe Junjun and Grak.
Ichen gonna be getting that Fennec Nan1, gonna be getting that Tulin. You know, you mentioned it's do or die for China. It's also do or die for Chinese Taipei right now.
They're gonna pick up the Lindis, because Neo has a better Lindis than his Violet. Mungji is great on Scud. Star, amazing on the Liliana. They're all playing their strongest meta heroes right now. So this is gonna be a crazy crazy series here. The last game is going to be insane.
Oh man, I'm so excited right now. This is shaping up to be a good one, folks. Right now, China, last pick. What are you going to go with?
Yeah, I mean, they could go with Irie potentially. You know, they have pretty squishy heroes on the other side.
Wonder Woman again?
Tara might be a good pick into the Omen. You know, Tara is really good to hold off the Omen pressure that we see. But 98K, again, he's going to play... Again, they're putting everyone on their best heroes. Arjun could be a good pick as well.
And they're going to lock it in.
No Wonder Woman this time, but Arjun, you know, he has the Ren, he has the call. And this is going to be a match to watch here. I like Chinese Taipei's draft. Omen is just, Yuzan and Omen is just amazing. So this is scary for China. But if China can take it away early game with the Tulin, with that Fennec, with that Grak, and that Scud, they can snowball it and just not allow Star to reach his late game. And also Benny on his Alice. Late game monsters. We know how powerful Alice is in the late game.
Yeah, and you mentioned, you know, Yuzan on this Omen. But the problem is, Yuzan has kind of been one of the bigger problems for Chinese Taipei the last couple of games. You know, he's really starting to fall off.
Yeah, and you know, this is where you say Zhao Yo, you know? It's like, come on, let's go. Let's see which team from, you know, China or Chinese Taipei will get to represent their region and go through to the next stage here, because this is so important. So much is on the line here. They have never been on a bigger stage. This is for the first Arena of Valor World Cup competition we have ever seen. So the team needs to win and continue forward, or else they will be eliminated.
And here we go, the full draft. We've got Omen, Lindis, Liliana, Malik, and Alice for Chinese Taipei. Arjuin coming out with Fennec, Tulin, Grak, and Scud for China.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I'm so excited though. I like Chinese Taipei's draft. Benny on Alice, wins on Malik. We know how well he plays so many Malik, probably thousands of games. Star on his Liliana, Neil on his Lindis. Like, come on. And then Yuzan on his Omen. Like, honestly, I'm favoring Chinese Taipei. I think they're going to win this game. But we know Ichen is on that Fennec. We know
it's a wild card.
Munchie's on that Scud, and Jun, the way he played Grak last game was a game changer. So this could go either way. I could not be more excited for this matchup because so much is on the line for both these teams.
Exactly, so much on the line. But the last time this Fennec was out there, they stopped it with the Violet. This time, no Violet. And oh my God, Uzan, you're going in there just to stop this blue golem. And man, now Benny's got to try and help. Yeah, he got chunked.
Wow,
Sunshine coming out.
Thief's Mark doing so much now. He should not allow Ichen to proc that Thief's Mark. That's very dangerous for him to allow that. But look at the fight here. Yuzan's going to continue to go in. The heal comes out. 9-8K's in a really bad
turning on him. Yeah, Chinese Taipei getting that first blood. Uzan gets it on 9-8K.
What a great rotation by Star there. That's why he's one of the best mid laners in this competition there. Able to turn that level 2 and rotate just in the right moment, secure the kill on this over-aggressive China team, and get the first blood.
Yeah, well done. Blinding Light got the stun there so that Uzan could close it out. Nice again, the Vision Seagull. China playing from behind again, but this is exactly what they needed to do last game. But man, this composition very different than the last game.
Yeah, they have to push towers here. China needs to win early game. Look at that, the 20 KD ratio during playoffs. Wow, that's insane. Ichen is just a monster. I mean, this guy played Phoenix so well and worked so well that they forced a ban against Rourke here, against him. But we know, I think Phoenix is his strongest champion. I think this guy is like unstoppable on Phoenix normally. So let's see how this will play out, because Abyssal Dragon is going to be spawning in 12 seconds.
Exactly, and you see right now China starting to position for that Abyssal Dragon. It's coming up in 7. But Chinese Taipei, they're ready to challenge here. You see Malik and Neil, they're both down here. Wins looking for that cleave. He knew they were in that brush. He got stunned a little bit. He doesn't care. He's fine. And man, Jun just barely missed the Devil's Chain that time.
Yeah, this is going to be huge here. Who's going to try to pass around the Abyssal Dragon? Munji getting really low there, which allows Chinese Taipei to put some pressure against China and basically stop them from trying to take this dragon. But China is still going to position because they have Fennec. They want to take this dragon.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But you see Chinese Taipei, they've got 4 heroes down here. They can make something happen. They're trying to go in. The Abyssal Dragon's very low already. Who's going to get it? Ooh. It's going to go to Ichen. And well done by China. And the hook on Benny this time. And Benny's in big trouble. He's got Alex. He's not taking this time. And that's going to be a dead Benny for Nanwan. Menji in trouble as well, though. And he's going to go down to Neil. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that combo was amazing. Look at Star getting that kill there. Nanwan had a perfect Thunderbird ultimate right into Benny, getting the kill, and then Neo responds in kind, counter engaging, getting the kill onto Mungie. What a beautiful counter engage and fight by both sides. But Chen did secure that Abyssal Dragon, which was great for China, so they do not fall as behind, because they have given over 3 deaths now to Chinese Taipei.
Exactly. You said it, 3-1 right now, and the gold lead just only 400 gold in favor of Chinese Taipei.
Look at that. Yeah, Omen has the highest win rate in the tournament, folks. 78.6%. That is why he is constantly banned, and we never see him in play here. So Yuzan, he cannot let that win rate down.
Hey, it's lost a couple times. It's not 100%. It's like a Superman or something out here. But oh man, look at this 3-on-1 up top. World Devour just gonna miss, and the hook missed as well. Not the best engage there for China.
Wow, look at this. Benny, again, with those Sunshine, he's landing them so well here. But we gotta wait until he turns level 4. That is when Alice just comes online with that Hissy Fit ultimate. It's gonna be a playmaking team fight presence there.
And oh boy, Shock gonna be out of position here. Mungie gonna have to retreat. Cutting off that wave pretty nicely. They got their own wave incoming.
Yeah, what a smart play there. Look at you trying to do damage on this tower. This rotation is a 4 versus 2 collapse.
Yeah, beautiful. Wild Beast Spirit gets everyone out, but the heal comes out. And now Mungie's in trouble. Junjun's also in trouble. World Devour, but he's stuck in the tower. Junjun gonna fall, and so is the tower. Not when he shows up a little bit later. Sunshine's gonna find his mark, and he's gonna have to retreat with the lightning.
Yeah, what a nice trade. However, China just takes it away. They get 2 towers for 1. That is not what Chinese Taipei wants, but look at this aggressive rotation into China's jungle. They get another kill onto Nanwan here. Then they also take the jungle, which is going to put them still in the lead in terms of gold.
Yeah, lead now growing for Chinese Taipei, 10.8 gold to 9.3, and they're not done yet. They're going to be pushing up this bot lane now. Hissy Fit comes out underneath the tower. Just a space for now, but the friendship. Let's retreat. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, this is massive here. So much is on the line, guys. The winner of this match is going to continue forward. The loser gets eliminated from any hopes of World Cup pride in terms of moving forward.
Yeah, and you can see here, can't make any mistakes. China's still invading the jungle, picking up gold wherever they can. Now maybe turning towards this Abyssal Dragon, perhaps.
Look at China being so aggressive with the objectives here. They're so good at taking objectives. Every single game, they're constantly taking dragons, sneaking these dragons underneath from their opponents here. That's what keeps them in the game. It's still very close. It could go either way, but it's going to come down to how they're going to engage this Grak. Junjun is going to be a key part of how China is going to turn it around, because if he gets a nice pull or a nice World Devour ultimate onto Chinese Taipei, that's going to turn around the entire game.
And look at Chinese Taipei now. They're posturing here, trying to come in for this top tower. Here comes the friendship. Got some entrapments out there. Hissy Fit underneath the tower. Mungie going to try to defend. Not going to be able to do it. Tower's going to go down to Mungie. He's in big trouble. He's going down for sure.
Yeah, this is the power of Omen there. Once you get caught in his Death's Embrace, you're caught in a little tiny gauntlet. You can't go anywhere. You're stuck in that circle for 5 full seconds, guys. Count to 5. That's a very long time there. That's why Omen is so dangerous. If he's able to flicker in and cast Death's Embrace onto your carry, like a Tulin or like a Finnick, then they're pretty much dead. They cannot go anywhere and they're dead. This is what makes Omen so dangerous.
Oh
Look
my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, Neil is getting fed, and this is what got in the first couple games. When Neil was playing good, this is when they got the game. And another tower down. Hissy Fit zoned everyone out, being so effective with it. Pick the red golem up on your way out of the jungle. Well done to Chinese Taipei.
We saw Benny there with his kill participation. He has 4 assists in his game. This is one of his best supports is the Alice there, landing so many Sunshine. Watch the placements of those Hissy Fits, because they are game changing. That's why I love Alice here. The Alice pick was so smart, but we know Grak works really well into an Alice competition, but it hasn't been really working. And look at that. They take the Darks there at 7 minutes in the game. That is massive for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, fantastic start to this game. 18.5k gold to 14.8, 7-1 in the kills. They are looking great. Junjo get a hook. He got somebody. He got Penny. How did that even happen?
What a nice pull there, Junjo. But
God.
there's no follow-up, China. You got to follow up. You got to combo. This is how you come back into the game. That was a nice pull on Benny. Benny is not on Mina, not as tanky. Exactly. Alice is super squishy. You guys gotta take that window of opportunity. Only opens once in a while, and you have to jump through it. You have to take advantage of it. Otherwise, it will close, and your chance of coming back in this game It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that was a huge missed opportunity. You see another Abyssal Dragon going to Chinese Taipei now. They're up by 5K gold. It is not looking good for China, but they're still in it. They still got a couple towers up.
And look at it, it's another Death Embrace. 9K is in big trouble right now. Omen just doing so much work.
Get back over here.
Getting that pull back onto him, and 9K is going to flicker out, but a flicker comes in by Yuzan. He's going to get the kill on 9K, but look at the rotation that collapsed onto him.
Yeah, smart stuff. It took him too long to get the kill, but he got it, and so it ends up being a 1-for-1, but instead, Chinese Taipei gets another tower with it as well.
Yeah, that's massive. That's 1-for-1 death and a tower. The trade goes to Chinese Taipei. They have the better trade there. 1 tower, 1 death for 1 death is exactly what they want when they're ahead.
Yeah, and don't forget, they still have that Dark Slayer buff, 30% increased AD plus magic damage. See the Hissy Fit out of the tower again. So effective at preventing people from defending their tower.
Yeah, I love how Chinese Taipei is rotating. They're not, you know, overly positioning, right? They're not being over aggressive. Yuzan just shines on his Omen. It's exactly what you want to do on Omen is you secure a kill. You make the opponent waste so many resources to rotate and collapse on you. They had to send 2 people to kill that Omen there because if they sent 1, it wouldn't have worked. That's why Omen is so good. And as a result, his teammates were able to take tier 2 bot tower and basically take the lead even further with the Dark Slayer buff. That was huge for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, Neil right now 4-0-3. And you see Star there 2-0-4. They are way ahead.
Yeah, Neo is fed 6.9k gold. He just finished Clive Sanctity. He has a rank breaker. He has the Soul Reaver. That is a lot of burst damage. Once he gets Omni Arms, Neo is going to be doing, look at the burst damage. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, 9AK tries to go and wins though with the shock on the back end. And Star going to take out 9AK. China is falling apart. Jun getting chunked. Friendship coming out. Candyland, Sunshine, and Mungji just misses. They're going to rotate back now, maybe get this mid tower. They've got some minions on both sides.
You got to look at Neo is taking this game away along with Star. Level 14 ahead of Echen here. 3 damage add-ons. That can be massive. Look how fast he's going to be able to chunk this tower down. Every hit he puts on that tower is chunking it down so quickly.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of clearing the waves here, but they can't do both sides. Benny finally getting hooked again, but where is the follow-up? Jun is so low, and oh my goodness, finally, Benny gonna go down, but the high ground tower also gonna go down. And Chinese Taipei, these little trades exchanges are always going in favor of them. Here comes the shock, they're chasing, they're still not done yet. Mungji is low up top of the high ground tower again. Star trying to come in, boom! Got him with the blinding light.
This is why Star is so good on this Liliana. He's going to get put in, but he's able to jump away with Fox form here. They're going to try to get onto him, but no one is on him. Neo is doing so much damage from the back line. Dishing, making China have to retreat, and look at that binding light. Oh my goodness, that burst was just insane.
Absolutely ridiculous. Huge turn, huge swing now. Chinese Taipei in total control. 2 high ground towers are down.
Yeah, they were going to take 2 high ground towers. Benny died from that pull, but you saw what Star did, right? Star and Neo focused the high ground tower. They took the objective, let Benny's sacrificial death pay off, and that's exactly what they wanted. And look at that, almost a 10k gold lead here for Chinese Taipei. This could not go even further wrong for China here. This is looking really bad for China. They need a comeback fight here. And look at Omni Arms not finished. I talked about this. Omni Arms on Neo is going to be devastating. The amount of damage from this Lindis, he's going to basically 3 or 4 shot almost every hero on China's squad.
Yeah, the next team fight could be the last one, folks. It's starting to wind down. We're getting to that point of the game now. You see Yuzan, he's up here. He's trying to push the slide lane as he's been doing all day, giving Omen up. Pretty risky choice by China. Definitely coming back to haunt him a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. But is Neo taking this game away? He's so fed 9.2 thousand gold. He has more gold than almost 2 members put together on China's side. That is devastating. You never, ever wanted Lindis to be that ahead.
Yeah, Yuzan now going in again, starting a team fight. The Hissy Fit comes out on top of him. And oh my gosh, everything coming out on top of Nanwan right now. He's going to go down. 9AK trying to survive, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Not going to be able to do it. 2 down for China now. Jun, can you stay up? Everyone else is too low. Everyone else trying to get back. Jun going down. This could be the series, folks. Chinese Taipei looking to close out. They got another kill, and that'll be the core. Chinese Taipei 3-2 over China.
Yeah, they will continue on, and China will fall. They will go home. Their hopes of an Arena of Valor World Championship is gone, but Chinese Taipei's dream continues on there. What a crazy best of 5 series. Both teams played their hearts out. giving us 5 phenomenal games, but Chinese Taipei is the team that will come out ahead.
Unbelievable stuff. Chinese Taipei started off the day so rough. They got swept 3-0, got crushed by Korea to recompose themselves after that and come back the way they did here. Where they were up in this series 2-0, then they lost it, sent it to a final game, and they finally recomposed themselves and pulled it together with their best performance of the day.
Yeah, Yuzhan is so happy. He got that Omen. This is why Omen is banned. He played it so well. Exactly. Like I said, when Yuzhan can do his thing in top lane and dominate his opponents, distracting them, it allows his team to rotate, take objectives, and look at this camaraderie, the sportsmanship there, shaking hands. They're going to go ahead. China's sending Chinese Taipei now forward into the lower bracket.
And there you see the summary sheet. Neil and Star, my goodness, 5-0 and 7-0. Man, that was just absolutely ridiculous. Of course, though, you can't rule out the Yuzhan in that top lane with that Omen in the side lane. So much pressure there. Just stopping
honestly,
them up.
everyone played so well, but Neil and Star just shine, along with Benny assisting them. Star was just phenomenal on his Liana, getting so many clutch kills on that Binding Light, bursting down his opponents, and Neil just getting fed like he is. He did as much damage as his mid laner. That is massive for a jungler.
And again, Echen on that Fennec, they're the only team that stopped it so far.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how well Chinese Taipei is coming. I knew it. I knew they had it in them. They were not playing like themselves in that Korea match, and I'm glad that it's coming out now. And China even stood up. They got games 3 and 4, taking us to a full 5-game set. That was just insane to see them come back. Both teams could have gone either way, but the team that made less mistakes, that won the last game, is going to be Chinese Taipei. And you can see there the numbers definitely tell that story.
Yeah, there you have it. The post-game breakdown. China going home with 4th place, of course. But man, that was just such a dominant game by Chinese Taipei. I feel like every game they've had Neil get ahead, game over, GG.
Exactly. Yuzhan and Neil need to get ahead, and Chinese Taipei will have a much better chance of winning. So they will live to see another day, folks. China, their hopes are over. So it's going to be such an exciting best-of-5 series.
Yeah, it definitely was. We have Matt standing by on the stage for an interview with the winner.
Thanks very much, Rip Sujay, for taking us through our losers bracket semi-final there. Ladies and gentlemen, our champions of that game, Chinese Taipei. But first, please put your hands together for China, who come 4th in the World Cup finals. Commiserations to China, who leave us at this stage. 4th, a great performance, but I know that's not as high as they hope to go. Chinese Taipei, though, wins. You're still with us a little bit longer after winning that game up. We will see you in tomorrow's decider game. If we can, I first want to take wins back to the first match that we had today, where you lost 3-0 to Korea. That looks like a defeat that really hurt you.
Yeah. 就是看到我们前面第1局3-0输给韩国的时候，你们看起来都非常的难过。那你们对此的感想是怎么样？
对上韩国的时候，我们的就是发挥的没有很好，所以当下是蛮难过的。
He said that they didn't perform well in the game against Korea, so they were really kind of very sad about it. Yeah.
Can you explain how that game was so one-sided? What did they do wrong?
可以说一下你们是做错了什么，或者是哪里需要改善？怎么会是这么一个碾压局的情况？
在 BP 跟打法上都有一些失误。
He says there were some mistakes in the draft and also in the in-game techniques.
Okay, all right. So then you end up in this losers bracket semi-final. You're going up against China. 2 rounds go to Chinese Taipei, and then China bring it back to 2-2. What happened? Why do they think they lost the grip on that game?
就是你们刚刚对上中国，一开始是2-0，那后来又被追平2-2，你觉得是发生了什么样的问题？中间出了什么事情？
因为他们的洛克体系玩得非常好，然后在最后就是后面2场是他们选洛克，然后搬回来，然后他们的中野发挥得很好，所以我们在第5局的时候把洛克 ban 掉。
He says that they were really good at playing Rourke, so when they took Rourke in the 3rd and 4th match, they won the game, and that's why they banned Rourke in the 5th one, so they won.
Okay, so a big turnaround from Rourke, who is changing things up in the meta. But your draft for that 5th round there, Could it really have gone any better for them? We were surprised to see Omen get through. Was he really happy going into that 5th game with who they were using?
你们打到第5局的时候，他们说看到夜叉还蛮开心的。那你们觉得有没有什么样的，就是打到第5局有没有什么样的感想？
打到第5局就是很累，然后夜叉这角色本来就是 T1 的角色，对，所以就是对面愿意放给我们，其实算蛮特别的。
He said it was very tiring to play 5 games in a row, and also that they were very excited to get Omen because it's actually a very strong character in the game. Actually, a T1 hero, he said.
Yeah, and you used him and the rest of your roster extremely strongly. Congratulations, wins Chinese Taipei. Hang around a little bit longer. They are now through to our decider game, which will be the first game that we bring you tomorrow on the final day of the Arena of Valor World Cup Finals. So congratulations to Chinese Taipei. We will see them in the decider game. We have one more match for you today. It is our winners bracket final. The winner of this is our first confirmed grand finalist. They'll get a minimum of $100,000 for being in that grand final. It is coming up next. It is going to be massive. It is Korea against Thailand. Don't go anywhere. Settle in and get ready for one of the best games you could possibly expect from the Arena of Valor World Cup Finals.